we are returning and to the game, but first I want you guys to spend experience points.
All right, well, I can start since I went ahead and spent everything except for 5 points.
Okay, well, what
Sounds
did you buy?
I only had 305 XP to work with.
Okay. Well, that's pretty.
But-
that's quite a lot, honestly.
Yeah, I picked up Follow Trail.
Okay.
Good.
I picked up Navigation.
Okay.
Nice.
Sure.
And I picked up the Talent Orientation.
Okay, you can pick all three of them without any problems, given that you are traveling north and you have an elf in your party. So sure thing.
Okay.
And he's reading that map that he got.
Yeah, of Troll Country.
Yeah, this looks like this thing. So we must be here.
Yeah. Okay, Sean, what about you? What about Conrad?
Did I already have Mighty Shot? I feel like I should take Mighty Shot since I got a bow last time.
It's good. It gives +1 to damage.
Yeah, I'll take Mighty Shot.
Okay. It's especially good with black powder weapons because they are already very powerful. So, yeah. Okay, so you take Mighty Shot. Very nice. Yeah. What about you, Cat Veil?
I was going to take just 5 Fellowship, but are we, like, advancing time?
No, we are picking up where we just ended.
Yeah.
Okay.
With us hugging each other wrapped up in a net on the ground.
Yeah, something like this.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, we're gonna have to do a little recap.
Yeah, sorry. I'm almost finished here.
Yeah. Sorry, come again?
I'll say it's getting a little kinky on the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now it's on the ground because we fell off the roof, I think.
Kinky and dirty.
Yeah, so Cadwell, you finally what did you buy?
I guess I'll get 5 Fellowship. I have to learn to read and write at some point though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's making notes?
I am.
You are. All right, very cool.
My weapon skill and willpower were artificially jacked up. So they're what they should be now.
Okay.
So I might suck in combat a little bit.
Okay.
I'm maxed out.
Okay.
It was like 10 higher than it should have been.
Ooh.
Oh, weird.
Well, I mean, you still have 59 weapon skill and you still have 79 ballistic skill, so that is quite a lot. So nothing to be ashamed of. Okay. On your way to Kislev, where apparently the Crusade of the Child is heading, or maybe they're already there, you've stumbled upon the village of Dunkelbild. This village, it has seen better times. First of all, you've met a halfling along the way. The halfling is named Don. Don. And he was actually Donald Donwurst. Well, Donald. Donwurst, and he was attacked by and he got attacked the next day after you've met him by a large dog. Cadveo slew the dog very easily just by decapitating it from his horseback. And when you've eventually reached Dunkelbild in hopes of getting some supplies or maybe a honest warm meal, because the road has been quite tough on you so far. It was tougher before because you were in Slovenia, but unfortunately you've discovered that Dunkelbild is in quite a pickle. The village is being terrorized by wild dogs, led by the Middenland Wolfhounds. Middenland Wolfhounds are a very precious breed of dogs in the Empire. They are used as hunting animals, and they are incredibly expensive. A single dog can fetch a price of up to 200 gold crowns. Unfortunately, the ruler of Dunkelbild, who was also, as it turns out, who's also Karl Franz's personal houndmaster, left north to join his liege in Middenheim, and while he was gone, the dogs that he practically he allowed them to do whatever they wanted when he was around, but after he was gone, the animals went feral. and they've started terrorizing the community. They've started killing livestock, even biting people, attacking them. When you were traveling through the main street of Dunkelbild, you saw, angry puppers sitting in the side alleys, eyeing you suspiciously and angrily. There were quite a few other dogs as well, not only wolfhounds. There were also some stray wild dogs. There were dachshunds. Apparently they are the worst. Other animals, but the wolfhounds are the real deal. And you were tasked by with dealing with them, to deal with them by the Reeve. By the Reeve one, Stefan. Let me see. Stefan Scholl. He's ruling the village in Baron's stead until he returns, if he returns, of course. Even though it's strange for you, because apparently Victor Otterbaugh, Baron's son, is still in the family estate, but he's not ruling. He's just sitting there, honestly, because the Baron's name is Otterbaugh, Vornamen Otterbaugh. Yeah. So, and if you remember what happened last time, you've tried to deal with the first group of the animals. There are 3 total. Unfortunately, you've got ensnared by your own net, and now you're on the ground. Oh,
yes.
2 of you. I mean, Conrad and I think Catvale?
Yeah, because Luther was taking a bath, I think.
Yeah. I think we went back inside.
Well, I think. Let me see here. I think we may.
We went back inside, and Luther was just sitting there smoking a pipe or something.
I think you were. Yeah, you've disentangled yourselves, and you've entered the only inn here. The only inn which is the old smokehouse in Dunkelbild. It is run by a man named Bjorn Shiver, who serves a very good stew and equally good mead. He's probably a Middenlander himself.
Brown sugar, you say?
Yeah. You were also given the writ of Imperial Dog Catchers, which, if I recall correctly, some of you discovered that it actually gives you some power in the Empire. Yeah.
We realized that it doesn't specify where in the Empire, and it also has no expiration date.
Yes, and it gives you the authority as an assistant houndmaster of Karl Franz.
Karl Franz.
Karl Franz.
Yeah. Well, actually, no. Sorry. It gives you the you are in the guild. The guy who gave this to you, he is the assistant houndmaster of Karl Franz, because Stefan has this title.
So basically, I'm sorry, Mr. Toddbringer. That's our hound now because the Emperor wants it.
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah. So
also, Luther has a bottle of vodka. I don't know if that's important to the story. But
okay.
Because I think we came in after embarrassingly falling off the roof and ordered some drinks, and Luther was like, "Let me get a bottle of vodka," and that's apparently cheaper than the mead or whatever it is we're drinking.
You were drinking mead. Well, I mean, there is beer here, but the beer is just not very good.
We're very close to Kislev, and they've got good potato wine, is what I've heard it called.
Yeah. Well, you are still in Ostermark, so that's actually very close to Kislev. Kislev is.
They're basically the same thing.
Yeah, they're on the other side. In fact, from what you've heard, Kislev looks kind of like where you are now, which because Ostermark is mainly plains, is mainly composed of plains, of open terrain, and Kislev apparently looks just like that. But anyway, Conrad Catveo, you had better times. Let's be honest. You didn't hurt yourself, fortunately, but the embarrassment is still there. Luther, you took a bath, but to your surprise, it didn't really help with the stench.
I'm not as Not as really surprised as I am woefully dismayed.
Okay. So, tell me, please, what do you wish to do? It's, if I recall, it's still relatively early. Like, it's middle of the day, I think.
Are there any alleyways with like dead ends in the town?
No, not really. Because the town, well, it's not town. There are 82 people here, living here right now. It's a small village, and you don't have dead alleyways in a place like that, unfortunately.
What was the name of this town again?
Dunkelbild.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, what if we could use somebody's house or like a stable or something, empty out the stable, and instead of just putting a bunch of bait in the middle of the street, we put it in a place we could actually close off.
Like a hole?
Well, like a stable. If we can get a bunch of dogs in there and then slam the doors shut, then we could climb up in and pick out the ones we need.
Yeah, remember that the reef doesn't want you to kill the wolfhounds. He says that every single like dachshund and stray dog can be eliminated, but the wolfhounds ideally should be alive. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, we did. Sorry, go ahead.
Like, is the stable under the ownership of the tavern here, or?
Yes, the stable. Well, I mean, the only stable that you saw belongs to the tavern. And in all honesty, it wasn't in the adventure. I just made it up. Because they didn't specify that. But yeah, of course, the small side stable belongs to Bjorn. You haven't seen any other stables. You only seen like in small villages, sometimes people just held their animals in like pens, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But not anymore, because the dogs are around, and probably they've just eaten most of the animals anyway.
Okay, here. So we did talk about when we were doing our original brainstorming session about maybe, because I think we determined that some of the houses were abandoned or empty. Mm-hmm. That we could lure them into the house. But how about this? So we know there are alleyways, and we know that there are dogs kind of in the alleyways. If there was one that we could go into and clear out and block off one end of it, like make a barricade, and then we're getting that big net made, somehow rig it up so that we can drop that big net down. So we lure them into a blocked off alleyway, drop the big net down on top of them, and then shoot the ones we want with bows from the top.
That's I think more sound of a plan than what we were trying before.
Yeah, I agree. So
I hang out on the roof, drink some beers, and toss this net off.
Well, if you go on the roof, you'll have a better view of the alley below. Yeah.
Kind of like dynamite.
Don't watch them fall.
Yeah. Well, you can certainly do that. You can even probably. You've been given a net from one of the houses, because there's a river nearby. Actually, remember that.
Right.
There is even a pier. Apparently, you haven't seen, but there is. And Steven even suggested that if you wish, he can ask people to make a really large net.
Yeah, that's what I had from the notes, is that we had asked them to go ahead and do that.
Oh, okay. So he's already okay. So he's already.
Yeah, we just didn't know how long that would take.
Probably it won't be finished today.
Right. Yeah. So the other thing, he also had asked us if we had spoken with the Baron's son. So
Victor,
maybe
yes.
Yeah. So we've already failed today. The day's not over, or we failed this afternoon or whatever time of day it is, because I wasn't sure. I don't have in there if we tried this just like smack in the middle of the day.
I think it's middle of the day, okay. Because you've already took a kip, went to sleep yesterday.
Yeah.
So it's like early middle of the day.
Mm-hmm. We might consider so we have these smaller nets. So
You have
do
a
we have a
single
sense
smaller
of?
net. You have a
Oh,
single.
we have a single smaller net. Okay,
Uh,
I thought
unless I'm mistaken, because it's been some time. So correct me if
I
I'm wrong.
thought I thought each of us. I thought Cadvale and I each had a net, but maybe we both together just tried to throw the one. I don't remember.
You are right. Each of you had a net, and one of you failed to use it, and the other botched. So you have 2 nets. Correct.
Right.
Thank you. That's right.
Yeah. So just by looking at the size of the net, I mean, do we have a sense of how many dogs we could catch under these smaller nets?
The smaller dogs or dogs in general, like.
Well, just dogs in general. Is it like
if you'll be very lucky and you place the net very well, you'll be able to catch about 5 dogs.
Okay. All right. So
Yes.
but so yeah, just in general, I think or conversely, instead of dropping the net down, so we block off one end of the alleyway. We lure them into the thing with the meat or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Then we block off the other end somehow. So we've got them now in this chute of death, as they say. And then we shoot them from the top. The top.
That's. By the way, I assume that you are discussing this around the table, just so you know.
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm trying to do.
Okay, sure.
What do you guys think of that plan? Because I think Luther's plan of luring them with the meat is a good idea. It's just we need to do it in such a way that we can actually, keep them contained in an area where then we can kill them, or whatever we do with them.
I would just like to point out, I think it's a good idea, but I would also like to point out that I've done Bjorn here a good service by creating a good way for him to get rid of the scraps.
I think so. You should discuss a compensation package with him.
So for blocking their exit,
Mhm.
Should we try and build some kind of like gate that we could move into place or something?
We should
roll intelligence, all of you.
They're
Alright.
woodworkers. They should be able to build us all kinds of shit out of wood. Right? Of course, I have to.
Now that's me, more of a quote.
Intelligence. How intelligent am I? So. Huh.
Okay.
I'm picking my nose.
Yeah, Luther, you are like you are thinking about different things, but not really about the carpentry. That said, Cadvale, you are also you are thinking like maybe build this elaborate gate, or like
Perhaps.
or a wall. And Conrad is like, maybe just use a cart filled with barrels.
Perhaps with a big enough map,
Yes.
we could just block it off.
There you go.
Yeah,
A big enough piece of vellum stretched across the.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that probably the easiest and fastest way would be to find some kind of small cart, maybe even a wheelbarrow of sorts, and just maybe wheelbarrow is too small, but like a small cart, and just put it near the entrance to the alley, filled with all sorts of crates and barrels, stuff like that. And when the animals start eating, just wheel this thing on one side. Then quickly throw a few sacks, even filled with sand or potatoes or stuff like that, under the cart or around the cart, so that they won't be able to come from under it. And you're set. That said, you think that of course people here could probably build something. I mean, the gate is too elaborate for something like that, but just some kind of big tinder block, stuff like that. Yeah.
I didn't mean like a gate. I meant just like boards like nailed together to
yeah,
obstruct.
something like that definitely would work. Of course, remember that from what you've heard from what you saw when you were rescuing Don, those animals are quite feral, and while they are not attacking people yet, just like that, they did maul few of them badly.
Yeah.
So they are probably angry, strong, and vicious. So you will want to have something sturdy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could just put Conrad on one side. He's pretty strong and sturdy and feral.
Yeah, but I want to be up on the roof shooting him with a bow.
Okay.
I don't see the issue here. You can still shoot Conrad with a bow.
Yes, I can shoot myself with a bow. It's true. But yeah, so why don't we do this? Why don't we start looking for barricade items and maybe also see if we can get some villagers to help us build the fixed barricade at one end of a alleyway and see how long that takes us, and then if we have time, go pay a visit to Victor.
All right, yeah, I'm down for that.
Cadveo?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
let's get
sure.
searching.
So who do you want to approach about that?
Well, I guess we could start asking Bjorn if he knows anybody who can build us a sturdy barricade.
All right, you approach Bjorn, you speak to him. It's like, oh, the Bjorn is, by the way, a big boy. He's like, oh, well, there are a few people here in the village who could help you out with that. Yeah, there's no mistake about that. There are the two brothers, Schlottenhoffels. I'm going to write this because I'm going to forget about Hoffel brothers, not brothers. Thank you. There are Schlottenhoffel brothers. There's the old Uli. He used to be. He used to work for the Baron, as his as a junior carpenter back in the day, but now he's old and frail. That said, he would still probably help you out. So that's that. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Let's go.
Yeah, and he gives you the directions to where to find them. Yeah.
Well, let's go find these guys and see if we can get them to help us build this thing.
Okay.
And then also, where's a cart we can load up with items to make a
almost everyone here has a small cart, or a big wheelbarrow. Hell, you can use one of mine if you wish to.
I know where we can get a pie cart too, but
Oh, well, actually, you are glad that Don is not. Well, he's sleeping right now because he would probably take offense in that. Yeah. By the way, pie cart is in the stables, safely stashed.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. You can use one of my carts if you wish to.
All right. We'll requisition. I wave the writ around. We'll requisition a couple of carts and some and some ballast.
Very well. In that case, good luck. So,
Cadvale? Cadvale.
Do what?
Cadvale. All right. Well, I can't hear anybody.
He's not talking, I don't think.
Yeah, like.
What?
Did I miss something?
No, I mean, I think
Luther's trying to get your attention.
Yeah, Luther's trying to speak to you.
Yeah.
Luther's sitting at the fire looking over.
I turned to look at Luther.
Cadvale, I like this plan.
Cadvale gives a thumbs up.
Finger guns, buddy.
Oh yeah.
It's montage time.
Yeah.
You're the best around. Okay, with that you leave the old smokehouse or whatever the fuck this place is, and where you go first? Are you go to Schlotzenhoffel Brothers or to the old Uli?
Let's go to the younger guys first.
Okay, like I said, this is a small village, so everything is relatively near. In Dunkelbild, you reach their cottage, and since you have the official papieren, they of course agree to help you. They're not per se young. They are younger probably than old Uli. They still have they are after 30. Both of them, not very pleasant looking fellows. Not that they look like thugs. They just they're not. They look kind of ugly. With their mashed faces. It's clear that they used to fight probably quite a lot when they were younger. Not with each other, but bar bros, stuff like that. They are like, yeah, well, of course we will help you. Sure. What do you exactly want us to build, eh?
Just a barricade across this alleyway over here that we've determined is the best one.
Well, this one here, all right. So, how tall should be the alleyway?
I would say let's
enough
make
so
it.
that a dog could jump out.
Yeah, the barricade.
Yeah.
Sorry, not the alleyway. The barricade. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say 1.5 times the height of a man.
Very well. All right. Sure. Okay. Right. Yeah. We can do that. But are we? After that, should we contact you about the payment?
Contact Stefan.
All right. Sure. Can we have some kind of paper? That actually will make all of this legal.
Sure. I write out a thing. I have requisitioned as an agent of the Empire. I have requisitioned the Schlossenhoffel brothers to do this work.
Yeah, for some reason, Conrad, you thought that you always want to become a witch hunter, but now you're just a dog catcher.
He's more of a scribe.
Yeah.
And a notary.
Yes, I'm a notary. I stamp it twice.
What do you stamp this with?
My fist.
Because actually, wait. Let me see. You might.
Thumbprint.
You don't have to stamp anything. These guys are too dumb to realize that you need a stamp for this to be legal. They're like, all right, thank you. This will do. We'll start working right away. And true to their word, they take their tools, they take timber, and they go towards the alley that you've pointed to them. Are you going to Old Uli or not?
What do you guys think? You think we'll be okay without Old Uli?
The Skaven kidnapped both of them. Apparently, they are silent.
Sorry, I was writing notes.
That's cool. I think we got these guys going. I think we'll be okay.
Contract.
What's that?
Come again?
Who wrote that piece of paper for the idiots?
Oh, Conrad did.
All right, thank you.
Contracts for dummies.
After our lack of success last time, I think we should be as thorough as possible with this attempt.
Okay. All right. We'll go search out Old Uli.
Okay. Old Uli lives nearby, of course, in a small, humble shack. To the almost at the edge of the village. The building has seen better days, but it's still in a relatively good condition. You knock a few times, and eventually a very diminutive, very small, very hunched figure opens the door. He looks at you. You see that he has a long gray beard. His beard is almost to his waist. Falls almost to his waist. He looks like some kind of a mix between a halfling and a dwarf. Hello, Sonny. How can I help you with, eh?
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, it's not afternoon. What are you, stupid? It's still early.
Oh, okay, I don't know what time it is. I left my watch at home. The Herr Shiver at the tavern said that you were an able carpenter, and we could possibly use your assistance.
Did he now, eh? He always says that when he wants something from me, eh? Very well. So, what do you want from old Uli, eh?
We were wondering if you could assist the Schlutzenhoffel brothers to build us a barricade at the end of this alleyway.
Barricade? What, are we expecting invasion or something?
Well, we've already been invaded by hounds, and we're hoping to pen them in an alleyway and deal with them.
Hounds, you say? Wow, that's certainly not something you hear every day. Hounds. That's not good. So what do you want me to do?
If you were able to assist the brothers in speedily erecting the barricade.
The barricade, you say? What for?
To trap the hounds that are
The hounds?
ravaging your town.
They are?
Yes.
Is the house, like the inside of the house behind them, kind of like?
Yeah, it's a dingy hovel, which is, just it's gloomy, dark, and it doesn't smell too well. It's clear that this man lives alone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hounds, you say? Oh, not on my watch. All right. So what do you want me to do with them?
Could you assist the Schlutzenhoffel brothers?
Schlutzenhoffel brothers? Who are they?
I push him out of the way.
We're here for your social security check.
Yeah.
And you're mean.
I can only take so much of this old bastard. Now, Uli.
It's her, Uli, to you. You nerd well?
No, it's just Uli, you sad sack of shit. Your house is a smelly mess. You're a smelly mess. You're obviously not doing too well for yourself. I'm going to offer you a whole gold piece if you go help these brothers put together a nice-looking barricade for us to catch these hounds.
Well, you Stirlander son of a bitch. We have a deal. And
very good.
That woke him up.
Yeah, you see that Uli returns to his horrible, smelly, man den, and emerges with a large box. Actually, rather cleverly built. It's a wooden. It looks like a small wooden crate, but with a few straps of leather. Strapped to it. In that it creates, this sort of a mobile like tool accessory. It's clear that he did it himself, and there are all sorts of chisels there, hammers, all stuff like that. Few, just all sorts of carpentry tools. All right, let me show those Schutzenhofer brothers how it should be done, eh? And he just hops towards the alley.
See, you don't got to be polite. He's obviously old piece of shit. He just wants the money and wants to get on with his day.
But can you blame him?
Yes.
I was kind of getting senile from that. Like I kind of question his work.
Okay, now let me quickly just roll for. Okay. Right. Where are you going now? You've talked to Schlotzenhoffels and to Uli. you quickly hear, three of them talk to each other, and then just you hear that they are actually starting to build the damn thing. The sound of hammers, of nails being driven into wood, stuff like that.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, I suggest maybe we head down to the manor and pass a word with Victor, the Baron's son. See what's happening down there.
It's the last thing to do before we spring the trap, really.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to approach Victor.
Correct.
Okay.
And we do know that the last one is we don't we'll figure it out. The last pack is down by the kennels.
Okay.
I think is what we remember. The three packs were village, forest, and kennels, or near the river.
Yes, the first hound group, the most imminent threat, so to speak, at least according to Stefan, terrorizes the village. The second one can be found in the forests around the village, but this group is always on the move. The third, supposedly the most dangerous one, most vicious one, is near the river, which is also near Baron Otterbaugh's estate.
Right.
Okay, so you march towards the estate of Baron Vornamen Otterbaugh. As you pass through the village, you hear barking from distance. You sometimes see lean shapes darting, in the side streets and side alleys. By the way, the spoiled meat that you've used to lure the dogs is long gone. And where it once was, there's now just a mess of bloody mud and doctors just littering this area.
It's like any other place in the Empire.
Yeah, that's quite true. Near the river sits a solid-looking blockhouse that watches over a stone manor house and a long yarded court, which acts as the kennels. As you approach the building, you can hear the hounds inside the kennels, but these noises are, at least to your ears, far more civil than the wild hounds you had heard earlier. That said, you guess that you can only reach the kennels by going through the manor house, or, by scaling the walls, obviously. But the walls are actually quite high, because the whole building has been constructed to keep the hounds inside safe. You approach the large manor house. It is built in the classical Empire style, Gothic, imposing, probably rather defensible. It also looks to you quite dead. Yes. You don't see any guards outside. In fact, the road leading to the house is in a pretty bad condition for a road leading to the house of the Baron of the Empire. It's muddy. It's been trampled a few times. By the way, you see an absurd amount of dog tracks here. But for example, almost no tracks of humans, no footprints of no human footprints, and no signs of cartwheels. And the place is, except for the dogs, it's eerily quiet. You approach the house.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, the door living inside is large, probably made from imperial oak, one of the sturdiest trees found in the old world. used by. It's also incredibly pricey. It's used by nobility. It's used by the army, by the navy to build the galleons that sail the Sea of Claws and Sea of Chaos. There is, of course, the knocking mechanism, whatever its name is called.
A knocker.
The knocker.
No. Okay,
I know English is your second language, but come on, man.
Yeah, I know. It's in Polish. In Polish, it's kołatka. Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. That's where you get the joke.
Knockers. Yes.
In Young Frankenstein. Oh, what great knockers!
I know what these are, by the way.
Oh, thank you, Conrad.
Yeah. So there is a single knocker made in the shape of a snarling wolf's head, or rather wolfhound's head, with with the actual knocking ring in the jaw.
I don't get it.
Oh, I wonder what's the significance of that. So who's knocking?
Conrad will go up and not grab the knocker and knock on the door.
Okay, you grab the knocker. You whoop, 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 3 times.
Yep.
Normally, probably, a servant would emerge. He would ask your business. He would maybe invite you in, or more probably, he would order you to wait outside. But still. But this time you're just waiting. You're waiting and waiting. You're waiting for a solid 2 minutes, at least, which is quite a lot. Eventually...
Can I just try the door?
Yeah, you try the door. The door is closed.
Locked.
Stock. Yeah, it's locked.
Are the windows shuttered, or can we peek through?
The windows are not shuttered as you look, but the drapes are, covering them completely from the inside. Anyway,
I kind of don't want to shout hello or something, because if there's something in there that'll attack us.
Yeah. Anyway, after 2 minutes, you hear someone inside approaching the door. You hear the sound of a key being turned in the lock. And the door slightly, ever so slightly, creaks. There's this, thin slit between the two wings of the door. And you see a haggard but very young face looking at you with wild, wide eyes. You can smell the stench coming from this young man. It's clear that he hasn't, washed in a very long time, and his ragged breath is just apocalyptically bad. You see that his hair are all matted and greasy. You think that even through the thin slit, you think that he's holding a long stick in his hands. He's very thin. Probably over 5 feet tall, and that said, he has rich clothes on himself, very rich clothes actually. Hello, no time. You must leave before they come.
Who's coming?
The dogs, the hounds. Don't let them bite me. You don't know.
No, they bit our friend. We're here to capture them for you.
The eyes, they will eat your soul if they stare into your eyes. Yes. I am Victor Otterbo, at your service.
No, my hair, we are at your service. The Reeve, Stefan.
You send it out. Quiet. He's like, you see that he freezes and he looks like around him. Did you hear that? Oh, probably nothing. Yes. Who sent you here? Stefan? Stefan,
yes.
He's a good man. Yes.
Yes, we are trying to assist him in gaining control of the hounds.
A noble deed, yes, a noble effort, you might say. But I'm afraid that it's too late. We must keep it safe from him. Yes, we must keep it safe from him. You see that he's looking not at you per se, but at the space behind you. You know, his eyes are darting back and forth. And it's clear that this man is terrified. You also notice that even though he opened the door with key, there's probably at least a single or maybe even two solid chains holding the door together.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
I want to take a few steps back and like look in the opposite direction with my bow out, so he could see that I'm covering whatever it is he's worried about.
Oh, very good idea, my non-human friend. Yes, that's a wise elf here. Wise elf. You should follow his example. He points out you, Cadvale, and he's like, yes.
Luther raises an eyebrow at him pointing his finger around, and it's like, oh, okay, and gets his halberd off.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yes, take your weapons out. Prepare to defend yourselves against them and against him.
So yeah, we need to keep what away from whom?
Okay.
Or is it who?
Okay.
I can never get that right.
Wait a second. I will tell you, but I need to know that you are actually capable, and that you're not in league with him. I know that there are free packs, free. Yes, if you deal with one of them, return and I will speak to you. But not before. No. Wait, did you saw that? Did you saw that? Oh no, it was nothing. It was nothing. Okay.
All right, we are in the process of dealing with the one in town. We will bring you proof.
Yes. By the way, Stefan hired you. But do you have any proof of that?
I unroll the writ and show it to him through the crack.
He looks suspicious at the writ, but it's clear that this man can read and write probably. Almost certainly because he checks it. Oh, very well. Then you see that he clutched his ears and he mutters to himself, "Go away! Make them go away!"
I take out the dog collar I took off the hound and hand it to this guy.
It belonged to one of my father's dogs. Yes, not to one of probably now to one of his. Yes.
All right. Well, you'll tell us who he is when we come back after we've dealt with this first group, huh? This first pack.
Yes, I will tell you more. Yes. Just deal with them and be careful. Be very careful. They have eyes everywhere. He has eyes everywhere. Yes, they are watching, always in the shadows. And with that, he moves slowly backwards so that you see that he disappears completely into the gloom, and then just closes the door, and you hear the very heavy key being, turned in the equally very heavy lock.
A fine example of Ostermark nobility.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, but you see that this man is probably completely fucking insane.
We're made of sterner stuff in Ostland.
Yeah.
Don't have time for these crazy folk.
Does anyone comment on that? Other than Connard, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Like,
I have no dog in this fight.
Yeah, no, that was good. I'm done. I was going to try and say something funny, and God damn it.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a mic drop on you there. Sorry.
That was actually very very good. The puns are always on point in our group. Let me just say, yeah. So you've spoken to Victor Otterbow, the heir apparent to Vornamen, to Baron Vornamen Otterbow, and well, he is he's quite something.
I don't know how apparent that is to him. He seems like he's off his goddamn rocker.
Yeah. Well, he apparently has some sort of information, and we need to prove to him that we have the goods to help him with whatever this him, in quotes, Conrad makes quote fingers, him is. Something about eyes. I've looked in enough eyes. Who cares? Just cut it. You just cut him with your sword.
Yeah. Well.
They don't look so tough. Let's go back to town and get ourselves set up for luring this pack so we can deal with this guy.
You return to town, and you see that I presume that you check on the barricade, right?
Correct.
Well, the barricade is coming slowly, very slowly. Because the brothers and Uli are apparently constantly, arguing with each other, sadly.
Mm-hmm.
When you approach, one of the brothers, they are practically twins, and both of them look equally interesting, so to speak. He's approaching you, and it's like, unfortunately, whoa. Well, unfortunately, this because the old Uli is here now, the work will proceed at a slightly slower pace. So I guess the barricade should be ready by tomorrow, early tomorrow, eh?
Tell you what. Hey, Uli.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, I need you to tell me about a special. How did you make that toolbox that you got there? Let's go have a beer and you can tell me all about it.
Oh, I'll be more than glad to tell you about it, Sonny. He says, but you're buying the beer.
No problem. And then I look at the two guys. How's that?
Well, in that case, perhaps we should be able to make it by today's evening. Yeah. Hopefully. Thank you for that.
And I'll buy you a beer this evening.
Thank you. That's very appreciated, Miner. He says, and he bows slightly to you, returns to his brother, and they return to work. While you take old Uli, who's like this,
Mm-hmm.
this old wrinkly goblin bastard, take him to the smokehouse. You buy him a beer. Catvale and Luther, what about you?
I mean, it's what, midday now, Cadvale?
It's early afternoon.
Evening, early evening, maybe. Okay, yeah.
I'm good to just go grab a bite, or I don't know. We don't really have anything to do except. Oh no, we got a cart. We gotta go get that, right?
Yeah. Maybe you guys do that, and I'll razzle dazzle Uli.
Just stick to the buddy system around here.
Yeah, sounds good.
One sec.
Okay. Yeah, remember, guys, that you have 2 square meals free each day.
Right.
But the drinks are all new, unfortunately.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So anyway, you Connor, you took Uli to to the inn.
Mm-hmm.
And he's quite horrible, you know. He just drones on and on about how he built this toolbox, which is honestly not very interesting. It's not interesting at all. He doesn't smell well. You see that Bjorn is not really happy to see him. Apparently, you guess that he's probably not a very easy to deal with customer. So that's that. And you've bought him, you know, you've bought him a beer. It's like it took. How much the drinks cost here? Let me just.
They were pretty overpriced.
I mean, it's like 3 times your usual price, your beer price, by the way. So let me quickly open the book, because you have cash, you have money, if I recall.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I had it written down here somewhere, but I don't remember.
I've written it for mead and for vodka, I believe, but I didn't write it for beer.
Oh, okay. It was 6 shillings, I guess, for the mead, and 2 shillings for a bottle of vodka. 6 shillings for 2 meads. I get 2. It just says here that 6 shillings for 2 drinks, and 2 shillings for a bottle of vodka. But I don't know if it was.
Let me quickly check. I have it open here, somewhere. Yeah. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, so dark beer will be 6 pennies, light beer will be 3 pennies, which it's like 3 times your usual price, by the way.
Okay, that's fine.
Just so you guys know. Yeah.
All right, so I just buy him whatever. What kind of beer do you like, light or dark?
Light.
Okay. So I say two light beers, please. So 6 pennies.
Yeah, 6 pennies. Yeah, so you're drinking that. The beer here is not very good, but well, at least it's passable. Konrad, you're grabbing something to eat? Sorry, Luther.
No.
Because I'm asking because Luther is told that he wanted to, to buy something to eat.
Well, no, I mean, like we gotta go get the cart, so I'm gonna let Cadfael. I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you know this, but that white wizard, he ain't got nothing on me. Michael, I'd like to use my ring.
Your ring?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you have the ring.
Yeah.
Forgot. What does this ring do? Because I completely forgot about it.
I'm gonna fuck this up. Casa Gnad.
Wait.
Cheese Grace.
Oh yeah. Wait. Kaizenada. Cheese Grace. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
You can tell I don't know.
I've made so many of those magical things that I forget, half of their powers.
Quesadilla ring.
So Jesus, the quesadilla joke returns. Oh fuck. No, because Kaizenada really means literally cheese grace in German. Because Käse by A with 2 dots is cheese. And Nade is apparently grace. Yeah, so.
I need to make a basic willpower test.
Yes, you do.
All right, sweet.
Yeah.
That thing didn't happen.
It didn't happen. Okay.
You smell like cheese on top of whatever else you smell like?
No. Konrad, you don't see this because you are sitting with Uli, but Cadwell, you are with Luther, I presume. You see that Luther, reached into his pocket and produced a large piece of very fine cheese. It smells very good. It looks very fresh.
I kind of look horrified at it.
Yeah, it's.
I tear it in half and offer him half of it.
I don't want any of your pocket cheese.
Come on, this is the good shit, man.
Well, he didn't pull it out from his pants,
Yeah, I know. I have some questions here.
Cat Bale, just life's all about risks. You got to take a risk here. You got to enjoy this great bounty I'm offering you that I produce magically with my own magical powers.
Out of my pants.
This sounds horrible when it's in the.
I know elves are used to elven magic. We did something real fancy and serene and arcane, but we humans have our own magic. It's a little bit rustic, but it does its thing.
I'm just staring at you, horrified.
Come on, this is all bonding experience. It's all about trust.
So this is the Kmon's answer to elven magic is pulling cheese out of your pants.
Yeah, I do wonder what would Teklis think if he would saw this. Like, yeah, it was certainly worth teaching those fuckers magic so they can produce cheese from their pockets. Good deal.
I'm sure,
it's like watching chimpanzees fling poop.
I'm sure Mr. Teckles would like this.
Yeah. So, but Bran, in all seriousness, this cheese looks and smells very good to you. Like, I'm not even kidding. It's probably honestly, it's probably better than the cheese that you've tried at the monastery in Stirland, and that cheese was very good.
If I know that it's like some kind of magical cheese and not just like cheese he's been carrying in his pocket, then I would try some. But as of right now, I think it's just cheese that's been in his pocket.
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
You're lost, Cadvale, and I go to town.
Yeah. Sorry, Luther. It seems that Cadvale doesn't want your pocket cheese.
I get it. I was distrustful of the wizard, but people are just kind of like that around magic.
Do you guys watch? It's Always Sunny.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
It's like some Charlie Day's character would do, just carrying cheese around in his pocket.
I mean, I gotta have my milk steak, bud.
Okay, so you're not taking on Luther's offer. Luther, you are just munching on the cheese. It is delicious. It always is. When you concentrate very hard, you produce the best cheese. And that's the game done. GG.
Gotta be in the right mindset. After achieving such a feat of will, a man can produce with the right, right magics in hand, a wonderful, wonderful piece of cheese.
Yeah, that's probably that. But remember that you still have you can still order a normal meal. By the way, when Bjorn sees you, he actually asks you if you want to eat, his famous stew. Bjorn's stew, Luther's cheese. Yeah, that's good shit. Yeah, so that's that. Conrad, after 15 to 20 minutes, let's just say, of just hearing this old man drone about his toolbox, his life, his deceased wife, life in the village, apparently. Actually, you know what? Roll me charm. Oh, by the way, guys, in 5 minutes, I will need to stop for a second because my friend is coming early.
All right, no problem.
With the stuff. So you know what? Roll me charm, and then we'll take a break.
Of course, I don't have the charm skill, so it's going to be half my fellowship.
Half your fellowship plus 30 because you've bought this man beer.
Okay. Still don't make it.
Okay, you want to reroll that, or?
Yeah, I'll use the luck. Why not?
Okay.
Oh my god!
Okay.
I punch him in the face. Or he punches me in the face.
I have to think about something when it comes to this botch. So we'll return after the short break.
Okay.
See you later, guys.
I'm gonna go to
Not again.
One.
Yeah, I said I'd never kill again.
No, I summon fist.
We like come back to the tavern and Conrad's like, we have to leave now.
At least we've got this cool writ.
It happened again.
All right. See you in a bit.
All right.
So I'm writing these notes in the form of a diary page. Is that all right?
Yeah. Sean probably takes the best notes. Mine are like wildly inconsistent depending on what's going on that session.
I've just been keeping up and writing as we go. So I hope that you guys enjoy that. Because this is all from the character.
I wouldn't stress about it too much. It's just like just a written record, basically. You know what I mean?
To quote,
like pretty much everybody takes their notes differently, and mine are different every time. Like if it's a heavy roleplay session, my notes are more like bullet points. You know. So.
To quote. Meanwhile, at the tavern, Conrad, bored of the meandering conversation with the old man, attempted to move the discussion to more fruitful destinations with all the grace and levity that Ostland is famous for, by which I mean he charged right into it like an unthinking meat-headed bull.
Nice.
To describe the rolling a 100.
So is this ring you have, is that like it just creates random food or something?
No, so when I don't know if he did it for y'all, but when I did my character creation, he said like, all right, spend 7,000 XP. I was like, oh well, all right, this will take a while. And then was like, do you want a magic item? You can choose a defensive item, a offensive item, or a utility item. And I was like, I don't know, man. My weapon skill is pretty high. I'll go with a utility item. And he gave me that. And I've been like trying to figure out a way to work that in somehow.
Yeah.
So what it does, and I can read it off real quick.
Like if I knew it was magical, I'd be more inclined to be like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? But like to my character, you just pulled some cheese out of your pocket, and I'm like, no. Like how long have you had that in your pocket? Like no wonder you smell.
The ring? I guess people just assumed I was married. So yeah, whenever the owner of the ring wishes for some cheese, There is a chance that his wish will come true. Once per day, the PC who controls the ring can use its power. He needs to pass a basic willpower test. If it's successful, he will immediately find a piece of fresh, tasty, and rare cheese somewhere within his belongings. The exact type of cheese, as well as its size, are up to the GM, which means I could end up with a whole damn wheel. This mystical piece of dairy is always fresh and very, very tasty. However, if the PC fails his willpower roll, or if he mistreats the given cheese in any way, for example, by throwing it into a gutter, then the wrath of Joachim Grindelberg, the wizard who created this ring, will fall upon him. Just as swift, from nowhere, hundreds of tiny white mice with red beady eyes descend upon the hapless hero. They bite, defecate, and urinate on him without mercy. And no matter how many he'll swat away or even kill, there will always be plenty more. They damage his gear, spoil his rations, go under his clothes into the most private regions, making any social interactions hard, if not impossible. The animals don't do any physical damage to the owner of Cheesegrace, but their sudden and unpredictable attack will leave him in a state of utter mess, ruined clothes, filthy, damaged gear, and tousled hair. The whole episode lasts 1d10 times 2, or 1d10 divided by 2 minutes.
Wow.
So either the way this could have gone was either Cadvale is suspicious of pocket cheese, which he is, or Cadvale suspects I'm summoning Skaven.
So I wonder if somebody else throws the cheese away or something, if like they'll get a swarm of mice on them, and so you could like trick.
It specifically says the bearer, so I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
If one of you guys is an asshole.
I was gonna say like that'd be a cool way to get out of like a jail escape scenario or something. Hey guard, you want some cheese? Oh yeah, it's poisonous, and he throws it away.
Yeah, here, hold this ring. Yeah, I think Conrad would eat the cheese.
Of course he would.
Like, oh, little pocket seasoned cheese. All right.
Oh, that's how you keep it warm.
Yeah, it's true.
Nature's pocket.
Nature's microwave.
And now my character thinks that's a human thing to do, is just walk around with cheese in your pockets.
To be fair, it probably is.
Oh yeah, totally, Cadvale. I'm a graduate wizard of the Amber Order.
Oh man, yeah, you missed it when I had an Amber Wizard. That shit was interesting to say the least.
Yeah, he sharded, then his head exploded.
Yeah. Although I have to say, I was more successful.
Aerial battle.
Yeah, I was more successful as a wizard than I was as a cleric, though, or priest, whatever, warrior priest. I couldn't cast. I just stopped casting spells after a while because it was like every spell I fucking cast was a failure. You know, was like some catastrophic failure.
He had this spell where he like turned into a bird. Yeah,
I did it successfully a couple times though.
Yeah, but I think Michael got pissed that one time, and he was like, "Oh yeah, well there's a pigeon with a flock of pigeons that's like controlled by Nurgle or something." And they start having this aerial battle with him in midair as he's...
I've seen that picture in the bestiary.
Yeah. It was
epic battle.
Yeah, the wizard's epic. Yeah, that I made that one. Yeah, that was a laser-eyed black pigeon.
You're a good artist.
Oh well, I mean, thanks. It's just what I did is I made a composite in Photoshop. I didn't draw any of that.
You're a bad artist.
You suck.
Yeah, no. So my thing is I learned a technique for converting a photograph into something that looks like a comic. And so then I took about 5 different images and layered them up in Photoshop, and then ran that technique over them.
Gotcha.
And yeah, I can't draw for shit.
That's all right. Neither can I.
But yeah, that's how I also make I make comics out of my battle reports of the games I play.
Had a good 1,000 point game last night. The first game I played since like November. Yeah, against Gene Stealer Colts, and it was pretty damn close.
That's cool.
I hadn't played my Eldar on the table in quite a while.
Yeah. I find well, that's the thing is like if you actually like, you know, understand how your army works and and make a good list and all that, you know, it can be challenging if you're playing like different forces. My problem is I play every single army I field, I play it like they're orcs, so it doesn't always work out.
I've got to dig my old. I haven't played any fantasy since they killed it. Aside from Total War, which Total War 3, I'm on board.
You know, I've never played the Warhammer version of Total War. I used to play. Well, my favorite was Viking Invasion.
Viking Invasion was pretty damn good.
Yeah, but and then I got like Total War 2. Played that a little bit, but yeah, the Warhammer. I mean, it looks freaking awesome.
It's very good.
Yeah.
But the third installment, the starting factions, are the 4 Chaos Gods, Kislev, and Cathay.
Yeah, Michael's been posting up about it.
Yeah, I can imagine he would be. He loves Cathay.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds definitely cool.
Which, if they're doing like an off-branch faction that is barely mentioned in the lore at all in the first place, like Cathay, they're probably going to do Araby as well.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
Which will lend pretty good to his Araby campaign he's doing.
So, if I understand correctly from what he's been posting, I know he's been writing up. He wants to do Araby with us, but is his other group doing like? Yeah, they're in Araby doing like a mercenary kind of thing.
I believe he's running 4th with them.
Yeah.
And doing the Araby campaign. I believe that's his first 4th edition game he's running.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think he's more so doing it to work out any kinks in 4th that he can then personally, like, for our group, be like, all right, well, we're not going to do this because this is stupid, but we're going to do this instead.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I need to pull out my 4th edition book. I bought it a while back and started reading it, and then was like, because I was trying to get help my son because he's into role playing games, but he doesn't have a lot of experience with playing them, and I can't. He's 15 now.
Oh shit.
Yeah, my daughter's getting ready to go to college next year.
Well, I feel very young now.
Yeah, I'm an old man. I'm
only 32.
Okay.
I feel very young now.
I was gonna say I'm 52.
All right, that's not that bad.
But yeah, so I've tried to play role playing games with him from time to time over the years, and he's into it, but he just doesn't have like he was like, oh, how about if I write my own role playing game? And I was like, well, you can do that, but maybe you should like play a few before you go off and just write your own game. he played with me at a con one time down in Tucson. We did something, and he just, he was like 13 or 14. It's like he played like a 13 or 14-year-old kid who hasn't really played before. Yeah. So it was like, but yeah, it's just tough over here because we don't get out in group stuff because he's been doing track and field for a lot of time, so that takes up a lot of our time. And then my wife and daughter are like super not interested.
I mean that's pretty standard.
Yeah. Well, Brian, I mean, your wife is into gaming and stuff, isn't she?
Yeah, like it was just me and her.
Yeah.
She's into it.
She's not into the Cheeto crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just it. A lot of the games that I play these days, I mean, like I don't go to the local game store and play with the dudes there because I don't want to hear about min-maxing army lists and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
I can't do that shit.
Yeah. So I've gotten together with guys I know from the internet a couple times, stuff like that, and now I've found a group of guys that like to game locally, but because of all this COVID stuff, they're like, yeah, let's hold off a little bit now.
I've got like a group of friends that work in adjacent medical institutions that like occasionally we'll get a game together, but it's like every month or so we might get a game.
Yeah, that's about like how it is here.
Frostgrave or something like that, but 40K it's maybe once every 2 or 3 months.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I haven't played a game of like fantasy, Warhammer Fantasy Battle in probably well over a year.
Yeah.
And I played a bit of like Rogue Trader and Middle Earth Battle Companies is what the guys locally here were on about. We also played some Chain of Command, but
Chain of Command wasn't big here. Bolt Action is really big.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, well, basically, yeah.
Age of Sigmar like a week or two ago with the wife. It's not bad. I mean, it kind of scratches the Warhammer Fantasy itch.
Mm-hmm. Have you played Warcry?
Yeah, I played like 2 games of it. I don't totally understand the rules.
Yeah.
But I think it's the sort of thing where like it would be hard to play that and another game on top of it. You know what I mean? The rules, like the turn order is so different and everything,
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Well, that's the thing that's for me that's frustrating. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's frustrating. So, I mean, all these games, we get together, a bunch of guys and we play whatever, and I'm just like, just tell me what I need to roll. I was like, I don't fucking know. I just show up and bring some dice, drink some beers, and
my ideal opponent knows the rules a lot better than I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Kings of War has been kicking off pretty hard here for the past year or so.
Yeah.
And I miss rank and file fantasy, but there's just not anybody interested in doing fantasy again. So I have been repurposing my Greenskins army into a
Kings of War
KOW army.
Okay.
And hopefully the game is similar enough that I'm able to enjoy it.
Well, I can't remember if I've actually ever played because they were, when it first came out, they were like, here, have these rules, they're free, whatever. But I can't remember if I've actually ever played it. But I know there's one of the guys I chat with sometimes from Australia. He's like big into it, and I guess they have a more skirmishy version called Vanguard.
Gotcha.
I think I've heard of this.
Yeah. Man, he thinks they're great. I mean, to get back to like the rank and file stuff, is like I just rank, individually based figures are a pain in the ass. I get it, but I just like that's what I feel like I want to do, you know. So making like the diorama bases is like it's cool and all, but you know I want to be able to take off casualties.
Yeah,
and I'm just stubborn that way. And like you know, like my other friends, they're like, oh, why do you put these models on 20 millimeter squares? You know, they don't rank up, and you know, blah, blah. I'm like, well, it's because if I want to play Warhammer Third Edition, which is what you know I was introduced to the hobby in, that's what I need. These other systems, they don't give a shit what the what the basing is. So if I have one version that I like to play that has a requirement and another one that doesn't care, why don't I just base them to the requirement? You know?
Yeah, I have a.
yeah. I mean, I'm fine with doing like big fancy bases and stuff if the model count is low.
Yeah.
Frostgrave has stolen me. Like Frostgrave has taken my heart. I was introduced to wargaming through BattleTech, and I still love playing BattleTech. Yeah. But Frostgrave has stolen my heart and is probably one of my favorite fantasy-based games now.
Oh, that's cool. I've actually I don't know how I've never played it, but I've never played it. But it looks cool.
I really, really, really want to play more time this year. Like start playing more time. Seriously.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
I even want to return to the PC version, just because I'm on the Mordheim Facebook group and there are so many good conversions there and people there are awesome. Seriously. And,
yeah. I've been playing the shit out of it on PS4.
And foam core, make some buildings for it. Like it's pretty easy to make once you have the pattern down. You know, it's just time consuming.
Yeah. But the for example, fantasy here is still very popular, and I even have a game this Friday, like 3,000 points, My Empire versus Dark Elves, because my friend,
nice.
8th edition, it's 8th edition, because my friend from, actually quite a few guys from our Horus Heresy League are playing Warhammer Fantasy, and now that they are, bringing the old world, lots of people are joining. Which I honestly think this is great. Like this is one good thing about Total War Warhammer, that a lot of people are want to play Warhammer Fantasy now.
If the old world brings back where I can go into the store and actually buy Empire models again, I'll dig my Empire army back out.
Well, that's the thing. It will be hard because it will be made by Forge World. That's one thing, and the other we still don't know about nothing about the scale. It might very well be War Master scale. Yeah, 50.
I can get down on that.
Well, and so here's the thing, though, because I remember seeing something about we're gonna bring back War Master, but instead of 10 millimeter, we're gonna make it 13.5 millimeter or some or maybe it was epic. There was something. There was some bullshit where they were gonna make the models slightly bigger, but not. I was like, wait, why?
Okay.
Why would you do that?
If I'm playing War Master again, that would be easier to rebuild my old Stirland army.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah. Well, the guy that I'm playing before, actually, he's I think decade younger than me, but he has so much disposable income. He has 30,000 points of Thousand Suns Heresy era. And of course, I mean, it's all recast, but he has Stormbird, he has Thunderhawk, stuff like that. And he now just bought, I think, over a month 3 different Dark Elf armies, so he probably already has more minis than me, and I've collected my Empire over the course of a decade. But he's a great guy. He's very cool to play, and he always knows the rules, always.
That's cool.
When I forget something, he knows it. So I'm very looking forward to this. But one thing that I'm not looking forward is moving the fucking trays. And I think that's the reason why this game, Fantasy Battle, ended, because people didn't really want that. Putting 30 models, if we are talking 8th edition, which was the Horde game, putting 30 models, all kit bashed, all in different poses on a tray, and then moving this tray around, it's just so unfun. This is the antithesis of fun for me. And I actually prefer the older sculpts of the Empire, the Perry brothers sculpts, over the 7th and 8th edition, which you could build from scratch. Not only did 7th and 8th edition look those people, the sculpts were seriously weird. They had strange faces, they had bare feet. This is not what I envisioned the Empire to be. like this army of inbreds. Sorry to say that, but you know.
They look like the Schulzenhaller brothers.
Yeah, Schulzenhaller brothers. Yeah, sorry. But yeah, that was it.
And the other thing, yeah.
No, speaking of inbreds, I was hoping we could get back to Conrad's botch.
Yes, that's.
So I just want to say, I feel like in however many years, is it 4 years, 5 years that we've been playing, I have never rolled a 100 before.
I don't think. I mean, I'm not sure if you did. I know that there were a few hundreds in our games, and they were always very fun. So what this 100 means for you? You are speaking with the man. Asking him about stuff. He's like, yeah, you know, my wife, she was the light of my life, yeah. But you know, she was also mean as hell, you know, stuff like that. And then you said you tried to be perhaps humorous, you tried to empathize with him a bit, but you said something incredibly inappropriate about his dead wife. I'm not going to say what exactly, because I can't quickly think about anything, but
but we get the idea. I insulted his ugly dead wife. Got it.
Yes. And you've insulted her very very, very badly. So, and actually you said it quite loud, and all of you heard it. Luther and Katve, you also heard this joke. If any of you knows.
Are we there?
Yeah, you are in the tavern, you are in the smokehouse sitting. Luther just offered you his cheese, Katve.
Oh, I thought we were on our way to. Okay, never mind.
Because you returned from the.
I don't know where we are.
you returned from Baron's estate, and you went into tavern, and Conrad sat with Uli to speak with him, and you guys sat on the at the other table, and Luther produced his cheese. Literally, he produced his cheese.
It takes a lot of work, and I'm really shy about doing it in public.
He doesn't wear that ring on his finger, you know.
Yeah.
The ring really helps with getting it out.
Yeah. This will give me nightmares. Thank you. But anyway, you've all heard this joke. Well, actually, this fragment of speech from Conrad, and this was so bad, this was so horrible that literally everyone in the tavern just sits there and looks at you, Conrad, with their mouths open. And there's this quiet. Uli you see that tears begin to flow into his old eyes. He begins to shake a bit. He says, "Thank you for the beer. But I don't think I'll be working for you anymore." And then he just, gets up and sobbing leaves the tavern.
I'm gonna walk out after Uli.
Okay. By the way, you didn't pay him yet.
I know.
Yeah, just so you know. Just so you know. Yeah, that's. By the way, Conrad, you see that few of the people here look at you angrily. Maybe not angrily, but with scorn in their eyes, on their faces. And by the way, you do realize that you said too much, just so you know. This is one of those instances when you know that the joke that you said was just very inappropriate. Yeah. Okay, Luther, you follow Uli. Katveil, are you doing anything?
I will go with Luther.
Okay, so you exit the inn and you follow Luther, who follows Uli, who is hobbling towards his hovel. Luther, please tell me what now.
Uli, buddy, hey, come here, bud, come here. Hey, hold up.
Well, I mean, he stops for a second. He turns around. You see that he's not really angry. He's just incredibly sad.
Hey, no, you don't mind him. Conrad's a piece of shit. He had, he's going to get his when it comes to him, and it's going to be way worse than anything that could have happened to you or your wife. I'm sorry for any of the offense that he threw out. and I realize I still haven't paid you, but the offense that my cohort gave to your dearly missed beloved demands a better price, and I pull out an extra gold coin and put it in his pocket with the other, or put it in his hand with the other.
He looks at the money, with a slight hesitation. He looks at you. Well, it was thank you for your kind words, sir, and it was you who hired me, to be honest, not that man. So I may have my flaws, but I am a man of my word. So I will return to building this thing for you, sir.
And if you experience any other trouble with that asshole back there, you tell me and I'll sort him out.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it, and you see that he really is appreciating this. He is still, trembling a bit, and big fat tears are just flowing down his cheeks. But he looks at you honestly with an honest appreciation and gratefulness.
I produce the bottle of vodka and say, "Let's have a toast to her."
Very well. Let's. Thank you. Let's drink to our to our endeavors, he says, and
I'll take a swig and pass it to him.
Yeah, he also takes a swig. Catvale, you see this, and you are grateful that this hasn't escalated any further. And after that, you see that that Uli goes towards the side alleys to work on the barricades some more. Yeah. Okay, nice. Conrad, are you doing anything after?
I pick myself up, dust myself off, and leave the tavern.
Okay. Yeah. So,
remembering a certain time when I got into it with the locals,
yes.
And deciding that I don't want to end up naked in a ditch again.
Well, truth be told, the only semi-competent fighter here probably is Stefan, because you haven't seen anyone else carrying, even carrying sword. People here, if anything, just pack daggers or knives, few cudgels maybe. Some of them, of course, are woodsmen, so they have access. But it's clear that these people here are no fighters. And from what you've been told, the entire garrison went with the Baron to Middenland. So, so that's that.
Just Conrad has a track record of killing peasants. So.
I know. One Punch Odenhaller, we do remember him. Never forget.
Yes. Okay.
So my question is, what are you guys doing because the entire barricade will be done by today's early evening.
I just wanna make sure that we have the cart barricade portion of it ready.
Like I've said, Bjorn told you that you can use one of his carts without any problems.
Okay. And just make sure that that we've got it all set up to do what we want it to do, and then
bags of sand and stuff.
Yeah, and then figure out the place where we're going to stand on the roofs. So essentially, just trying to tactically,
of course,
make sure it's all set up for Cadwell and I to rain down death on these stupid things.
I think it would maybe be, a cart with some sand under it. Somebody's got to throw the sand under that cart when it gets rolled into place. So I'll be down there to push the cart into place.
Sounds perfect.
I think it would serve better because a wolfhound can still jump pretty damn high, and I don't expect them to take the fact that dogs are dying around them in stride. So I'll stand up on top of the cart and use the back of my halberd to try and knock them without hurting them.
Well, if one or two have to die, so be it. Sigmar wills it.
Well, yeah. I mean, of course, remember that that if anything, the reef told you to ideally not kill any wolfhounds.
Yeah.
But of course,
Isha frowns on it.
Yeah, but of course, he also didn't tell you to risk your life. If
Well,
if,
it's a better payday if we come back with some live hounds, and
Absolutely.
I don't see Conrad paying me back for the money I had to issue out to Uli there to make up for his fuck up. So I'd rather make the extra cash.
Okay, very well.
Conrad doesn't know about you paying him, for one. But yes.
Yeah, that's true. Unless, of course, Luther tells Conrad about this.
I'm sure he does.
I do at length too. About the 5 gold that I gave him.
Okay.
All right.
That's more than to be expected and more than reasonable, honestly. Okay, so you spend the rest of the 2 crowns. You spend
Seems gold and silver can solve all grievances with the Kaimon.
Yeah, that's actually what you've been hearing about them, Cadvale, from your more experienced kin, is that humans are obsessed with wealth, and that they fight entire wars because of gold, which of course
Just like dwarves.
Yeah, and of course to a elf this is just absurd. After all, if you're dead, you can't really spend your money. So that's that. Okay, the rest of the day goes by, and you've prepared the cart, you've prepared the sacks filled with rocks and sand. The brothers and Uli, Schlotzenhoffel brothers and Uli, finished their barricade actually even earlier than expected, like late afternoon, not even early evening. And after everything, they are standing before 3 of you, and one of the brothers, you don't really know their individual names. They never told you. Well, sirs, we've done what you've asked us to do. The barricade is done. It should be sturdy enough. So we will now try and find. We will now find the reeve to actually pay us for our job. When he said that, you see that Uli looks rather uncomfortable because he's already been paid. They don't know this. You can inspect the finished product and tell us what you think of it.
Okay. Conrad goes over and shoves on it a little bit.
Yeah, you see that they honestly did a very easy but sufficient job with just bolting together a bunch of planks.
Uh-huh.
They did like a total of 3 layers of planks, and the entire construction is like 2 meters tall. I know that we use different measuring systems, you guys and
it's fine.
But like 2 meters tall, so it is tall. It is actually pretty. I don't know.
It's about 6 feet, roughly.
But how many hands are this?
How many hectares is this?
Yes. How many of the king's feet is this?
How many hectares, and how much kerosene will I need to move this?
So, and you see that, it should suffice. Hell, this thing probably could be used, for example, if you would want to barricade a door during an invasion of some brigands. So And you see that both the Schlotzen, what the fuck are their names?
Schlotzenholler.
Schlotzenhoffel
Yeah.
brothers and Uli are looking quite proud of themselves and their work. So, says Uli, you boys happy? He asks.
Oh, to us.
Yeah.
I rattle the fence, testing how strong it is.
It's very solid.
Yes, thank you, gentlemen. This is very well done, and I give the brothers 6 pennies for their beers. Here, have some beers on me.
Thank you, miner. Thank you. They say, and you see that they will probably spend this money tonight, since both of them look rather tired, and Uli also looks rather tired because of the work that they've done. After all, he is an older man. With that, they bid you farewell, and they go towards the old smokehouse. You are standing in front of your cunningly prepared trap.
We need to get the bait.
Yes, you
Luther?
do. You do need a bait. Yes.
Do you want to go to Bjorn and ask him for slop again?
We should all go.
I think maybe I'll stay here and I'll get up in my perch. I don't think they want to see me around there right now.
Okay, yeah, that's.
Okay, we'll get up on the roof so you don't get mauled by dogs.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
By the way,
Okay.
do you guys want to do this whole operation today? That's my question.
Yes.
Okay. So
I do.
Okay.
I think night would be better because the dogs might not see us as well.
The dogs have night. They see very good in the dark.
Yeah, I think we need torches. Actually,
Yes,
that's actually
yes.
something. Why don't we get some torches and set them up?
Yes. Luther, so are you going to the inn?
Yeah, I'm gonna go into the inn and get my bowl of stew and ask for another bucket of scraps if you got them.
All right, you return to the inn while Catvale and Conrad, you go to the roof, I presume, right?
Yes.
Are you going to a single roof, or are you going to the roofs on the opposite sides of the alley?
My plan was to go to opposite sides.
Okay, Catvale, what about you?
I'll go to the opposite side from Conrad.
Okay, very well. You don't have to roll for any tests like for climbing because you're just using the ladder, so no problems here. Luther, you enter the inn/tavern/smokehouse. You already see Schlotzenhofer brothers drinking their hard-earned beers, and just quietly talking to each other. When you enter, you also see a few of the folks giving you funny looks. Not necessarily hostile, but not the same as before. Guilty by association, after all. We know how this works. But when you approach Bjorn, you see that he's still, just as, professional as he was before. Yes, how can I help you, Herr Kranz?
Bjorn, it's time for my second meal of the day, if you don't mind.
Not at all, sir. Of course, I'll be more than happy to
Now,
fetch you some of my famous stew.
I would also wonder at the fact if you could give me another bucket of scrap.
Well, yes, it will be smaller. After all, I've given you the majority of them before.
How much of a like, you got any of that hard like traveling sausage?
Like you mean rations?
Yeah.
Of course, I have rations for sale. Not too many, honestly. Let me see. It will be 8 silver per week.
Give me about half a week.
Very well. So it will be 9 silver for you, sir.
And that bucket of scraps that you got left.
Bucket of scrap is completely free.
Fair enough, sir. And I sort of like holding it all in my arms, just walk right back out.
So you walk back out with the bucket and your food.
And my food.
Okay, sure.
Back to the alley.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you guys see that, by the way, from the roof. It's early spring, so it's still light outside. So you see Luther rather comically walking with a bucket of meat scraps, fat, bones, stuff like that. Awful, if I recall that's what it's called. And in his other hand, he is holding a bowl of stew. He's holding his meal. Luther, you see that Conrad and Catvale sit on the opposite ends of the alley. On the roofs, on the opposite, on the two different sides of the alley. They've prepared their bowls.
I look up at Conrad and was like, Conrad, I know you're feeling pretty shitty right now, but I had a nice piece of cheese earlier. Do you want this stew?
Sure.
I whisper to Conrad that we can kill him now and nobody would ever know.
I will graciously accept your stew, Luther.
I look around like, how high up is he?
I don't know. It's your usual hovel, so I guess it's like 1.5 meters, maybe. Well, no, sorry, it's more. It's like 1.5 meters. I'm dumb. It's like less than 3 meters.
All right. I set everything down and I look at him like, all right, I hope you're good at catching. I make a couple of attempts at throwing, and then I try and lob the bowl double-handed up, like the saddest three-pointer shot.
Okay. Okay, roll me ballistic skill. plus 10, and then I will
have to
need.
roll an agility.
No, you have to roll agility after he rolls his ballistic skill. So Luther rolls ballistic skill plus 10, and then Conrad rolls agility.
Plus 10 would make 2 successes.
No, it would make more. It would make you would have 68, so 9, 19, 29, 39, 49, 59. It would make 6 successes.
All right. Well, that is a fantastic shot.
Yes, if we would be playing Call of Cthulhu, you would be having a check mark on your throwing food skill.
Hey, I may not be good in the war, but I'm good in the food war.
Yeah, since this roll was so good, Conrad, you don't have to roll for catching. You've just caught it.
Okay. Sweet.
He really, threw this bowl of meat stew your way in a very, very spectacular, very, very flashy, but also very agile way.
Much obliged.
Yeah. So, Luther, you've placed the bucket, right?
Yep.
And you're staying where?
I am going to get up into the cart.
Oh, okay. So you're going on the cart. Okay, very well.
And I'm going to lay down.
Okay, you're laying down and you are waiting for the dogs to come. Meanwhile, Catvale, you're sitting on one roof, and Conrad, you are eating your stew on the other roof. You are waiting. You don't have to wait long. Just as you're finishing your meal, Conrad, you hear the sounds of barking and yapping coming from the direction of the fields. And it's still light enough that you see the what's the word? Not herd of dogs, but
pack of dogs.
Thank you. Pack of dogs. You see pack of dogs approaching the alley, and you know that this pack contains 14 hounds total, 6 of which are Middenland Wolfhounds. and 3 miniature dachshunds. You prepare yourselves, I presume. And how do you prepare yourselves? Are you guys on the roofs grabbing nets or grabbing bows?
I feel like
nets and then bows, probably.
Yeah, Conrad was going to start with a net and then pick up his bow and start shooting shit.
Okay, just so you know, you will have bonuses to using nets this time because you will be dropping them from up high on targets directly below you, but you still have to roll. Conrad, Luther, you also see the animals approaching. This is a rather large pack, and all of you see the 6 powerful lean Middenland Wolfhounds leading the other dogs, including the 3 sausage-like dachshunds, towards the village. The animals enter the tight side alley, and they just descend upon the bucket filled with only half filled with meat scraps, bones, fat, offal, stuff like that, and they begin to eat. Conrad, you know that your time is now.
Okay.
Luther, you know that your time is now because of the cart. You want to push the cart to block the exit, right?
Yeah, I'm sliding out of the cart and pushing it to block the exit.
Roll me strength test.
All right.
On a botch, you will be attacked by the dogs. Oh man.
Man.
Jesus. Okay, it was like Luther just disembarks, and no kidding, you've kicked the cart with your leg. The cart just flew into place.
I quickly go to grab bags of sand and sling them underneath.
Yes, you sling them underneath. While you saw that, by the way, Luther, Conrad, and Catvale, you guys see that it is time. You prepare the nets. Who's throwing first? We are not entering initiative because you are not in combat with the animals yet. And I don't think that we'll have to enter initiative. So tell me which one of you guys want to throw your net first.
What do you think, Conrad?
Well, I just assumed that since you have probably higher agility that you would go first, but I can go first. It doesn't matter. Conrad's going to jump the gun. He throws his net.
Okay. In that case, the net is a specialist weapon normally. The net was always the net and the whip were always very strange in 2nd edition. And to be honest, I don't even really know how they work in the 4th edition too. Maybe we'll see. But this is the. This is a firearm. I mean, this is a ranged weapon. Sorry, not firearm, ranged weapon. So you have to roll half of your weapon's ballistic skill plus 20.
Okay. Nope.
You know what? It should be plus 30 because the alley is small. So you've passed.
Okay.
Congratulations.
No. It's half, because half of my ballistic skill is 21.
Okay. Yeah.
So that would be, I totally. It ends. I throw a ball of net down, and it bounces off one of the dogs.
Yeah. Okay, so tell you what. Do you want to reroll that?
Yeah, I'll spend another luck. What the hell?
Yeah.
Try.
In 4th edition, you have. In 4th edition, you have much more luck. By the way, you also have other cool things. Just useless info right now. Oh, okay, Conrad, what you tried to do, you've tried to use the net, but unfortunately when you were throwing it, the net entangled itself, and so you didn't throw the net per se, you threw this what's the word, like you pack a sleeping bag.
Yeah. Throw a bedroll down there.
Yeah, exactly, a bedroll made from the net, and it just landed right next to the animals. They didn't even, register that because they are eating and fighting for the scraps, by the way. Cat Veil, you can now use your net if you wish.
And this is ballistic skill, or
this is half of your ballistic skill, unless you have specialist weapon net, which I don't think you do, but I may be wrong. And you add plus 30 because you are throwing it at a large target from up high.
Okay.
So yes, so that's how this works.
I think that.
That's because half of your ballistic skill is what you have 79 ballistic skill. You throw it down without any problems. Cat Veil fared better. You threw down the net and you've caught. Actually, now I am going to roll. Actually, no, sorry, Brian, you roll. You roll me 1d6. And okay, so you caught four Middenland Wolfhounds with the net of 6.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Of course, the animals reacted to that, and they reacted by by howling and barking and yapping madly, and they tried to run away. But only now they saw that the exit is blocked and the other side is blocked by the barricade. So they throw themselves at the cart and they throw themselves at the barricade, but to no avail. What do you guys do now?
I'm gonna start firing down.
Okay,
the ones
so
that are not in a net.
Okay, so we shall make this a bit easier. You don't have to roll for the ballistic skill. You eventually kill all of the animals except the 6 wolfhounds. But just for simplicity's sake, each one of you make me a single ballistic skill roll, and if you botch, you hit one of the hounds, of the wolfhounds.
Okay.
If you fail, it doesn't mean anything. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, doesn't matter. Cool. And now I'll need to quickly. How many arrows do you have?
I only had 5.
So you've used all of them.
Okay.
Cat Veil, what about you?
I had 10.
You had 10. Okay, let me see. You have 1 remaining.
Oh wow.
I mean, you'll be able to collect the arrows, of course. But yeah. So, Luther, you saw that your comrades, they threw their nets, then they produced their bows, and they just started peppering the animals with arrows. And given the sounds coming from the alley, most of the shots hit home. Eventually, guys, after just a few seconds, honestly, you see that almost all of the animals, the wild hounds, the stray dogs, the dachshunds, they are dead, peppered with arrows. The 4 wolfhounds try desperately to tear themselves free from the net, but to no avail. But there are 2 wolfhounds who are free, and they, and they are impotently trying to escape.
I hop up into the cart.
Okay.
And pull out one of the days of traveling rations.
Okay.
And hold it up, and I'm going to shout down, and try and would that be animal care?
Yes, that's. Do you have animal care?
I do. I have it at plus 10.
You have to take this test with a minus 20 total, even with the food.
Okay, so let me do that, and then
Be minus 10 then.
I don't have that option.
What do you mean?
You can just roll and know that it's minus 10. Yeah.
All right, and then do minus 10. All right.
Oh, bummer.
You can reroll if you wish.
I will burn a luck to reroll.
Okay.
No.
The animals are too frenzied and too terrified.
At least it wasn't a botch.
Yeah. The animals are too frenzied and too terrified to listen to you. They've, you've killed their companions, their packmates, and they smell blood, they smell death, and they are trapped. And now I will roll for them because they are trying to get out over the cart. This is the only chance for them. So this is like the first round. I'm going to roll for their agility. If they fail, you'll be able to do something. After that, there will be another round of that, and another, etc. That said, they will have minuses because the cart is rather stacked with barrels and crates. And I'll make a single roll for both of them. No, they failed. Luther and Conrad and Cadway, you see that the hounds desperately try to vault over the cart. But so far, they are unable to. Now, what do you want to do? Starting with Cadway, then Luther, and then Conrad.
I want to ask Conrad how many arrows he has left.
Oh, okay. You ask Conrad.
Conrad holds up the big 0, the big goose egg.
Okay.
Okay,
he draws his sword.
that was your single action, Cadweo. You have one more if you wish.
I'll knock an arrow and just be ready.
You have your last arrow. Okay, you knock it on the bowstring. Luther, what are you doing?
Shouting down again.
So you try once again to use your animal charm. Okay, roll in that case.
God's sake.
You failed? Oh yeah, you failed.
Yeah.
You want to reroll?
You know, I've got one other luck, and yeah, I do want to do it for this.
Oh,
there we go.
Yes.
There you go.
You've managed to calm the animals down. You see that with the help of the rations. Of course, I don't mean that you had to use the entire 4 days worth of rations. Yeah.
I'm using 1 day.
Yeah. You've calmed them enough so that you guys are able to actually if you want to. Or, of course, you can have other ideas. You can just come down, pick up the other net, and just throw them on the animals if you wish, without any rolls. You want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
So both of you come down, and when the 2 wolfhounds are devouring the rations that Luther threw them, you pick up the net and you just, net the bastards. Congratulations, the first group is done. You've caught them, but what are you going to do with the animals now? You have 6 Middenland Wolfhounds in your nets, but you still have to do something about them.
Conrad, you still got that rope?
You can.
I'm not sure. I don't think I do, but we can get some rope from in town. I think
We can make some leashes.
I have rope. I have 30 feet from something.
Yeah, I think that you had rope. I don't remember from where, but I think you did had rope. So you
I
can.
think it's from when we were trying to get Ludwig.
Yeah. You found rope and you tried to. You grabbed the rope from the storage place in the castle, and you try.
But then we got hit with the whatever of Nagash and lost all our shit. So
It was the curse of years. So you don't have rope. But let's just say, for simplicity's sake, of course, because just making it even harder is pretty stupid. That you've just approached one of the villagers or 2 of them. They've given you rope because they've been told to help you. You are, after all, officials right now, like law officials. Funny as that may sound, that's true. So you've been given rope, and you've roped the animals, I guess.
We're going. I guess we're gonna put them in the stable for now until we can get Stefan.
You know that's first of all that's a very bad idea. If you put animals in the stable with the horses, there will be panic.
Yeah.
And without even rolling for intelligence, you know one thing: Victor has kennels.
Yeah.
Oh right.
And we also need to prove to him that we caught them. So let's head out there and do that. Even though it's dark. Or getting dark.
Yes, it's getting dark, but you still have to do something about the animals. So, besides, remember that Victor's manor is not far.
Yeah,
it's actually very close. So with the wolfhounds, straining the like ad hoc leashes that you've prepared, and few times you almost lost your grip on them even. You started your trek towards Victor Otterball's manor, and of course eventually you reach it. Remember, you can only reach the kennels through the house.
Yeah.
So you once again knock at the door. After this time less than a minute, Victor once again opens it very slightly. Yes. Oh no, they are here. You've brought them here. No, I'm doomed. No.
You said you wanted proof that we defeated them. We have defeated them. Here they are. We need to lock them in your kennel.
Oh yes. Yes, I did. You've caught the first group, and I presume that you've killed the rest, right?
Yes.
Oh, maybe there's still hope. Maybe even you'll be able to deal with him. Very well. Please follow me to the kennels. Quickly.
Lead the way.
By the way, you did, on the last session, you did accomplish the gossip tests in the inn, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, just I was just checking this. Okay. You enter sorry. Okay. You enter the manor with the hounds, and you quickly see that it is true what you were told and what you actually thought. This very young man, he's like a teenager. 18 years old, right? So he is legal. He lives here all alone in this very large, ominous, dark, gloomy, and honestly depressing manor. There's dust everywhere, and you can smell the mold in the air. It's clear that he's not cleaning this place. It's clear that he's probably not taking the isolation very well. He is skulking, that's the best word, through the shadows, through the corridors of his home with you in tow. He's essentially jumping at every shadow, and there are many shadows here. And every time the dogs bark, and they bark all the time, he is visibly terrified and just jumps into the air. He's not really armed, except for the stick, which you've only realized now is a dog stick. It's a stick that belongs to a dog tender care person, stuff like that.
Okay.
And his clothes are very fine, although they stink. But you see that he has, for example, elements of leather armor on him. Cheers. And yeah, he leads you to the sorry, just need to this by the way, this isn't part of the campaign. This is a standalone scenario, just so you know. The last one that we'll be playing like as an interlude between chapters, like, as you know. But I wanted us to play it because I've run this scenario like 9 years ago when I was first running this campaign. I think it works very well. Just need to find this. Oh yeah, here it is. Excellent. You eventually exit the manor and you reach the kennels, and you see that they are that 2,000 cages line the walls. inside the kennels, which 9 are currently being used. And furthermore, a yarded lot can also hold a dozen or more hounds, you guess. So that's quite a lot.
Mhm.
And you guess that this kid, this poor young man, who is the sole resident of the house, he has to watch over the kennels and the dozen or so trained dogs within. Because remember, 9 are being used, but there are few animals in each of them.
Hmm.
You put the hounds into the kennels without honestly any problem. You lock the door, the first group is done. Victor looks at you, and you see that his eyes are a bit clearer now. He's not so jumpy. He even stands a bit more straight. Thank you, friends. Thank you for that. You've done this village. You've done me a great service. Well, that's a relief. Well, still 2 more to go, I guess, but the river group is the worst. Well,
Mm-hmm.
you see that all of you see that he perhaps wants to say something, but he's not sure if he wants to say it to you.
So is there anything you can tell us that can help us with the rest of our mission?
In that case, you can now roll a charm or a command test.
I could go for command.
Okay, just remember that one person will only speak with him right now. So if Luther wants to speak, that's on him. If anyone else has command, you can aid Luther.
I do have command. I can aid him.
So Luther, you roll and you get +10 from Conrad. But you both, all of you know, including you, Cadvale, that this kid will only tell you anything if you'll be nice to him, friendly. You know this type of character. If you start threatening him or be condescending, he'll probably shut up.
Victor, what exactly are you so afraid of out there? I need to know so I can keep you safe, bud.
Okay. In that case, you have additional +5 to your roll.
Mm.
Oh.
I'm out of luck, boys.
Are you out of luck? Seriously?
I'm out of luck.
Yeah,
boys.
he's out.
You can use someone else's luck in that case.
Yeah, I'll give you my last luck.
Yeah. Don't botch. Excellent.
Ooh.
Here we go.
Excellent.
Finally.
Excellent.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you've tried to find the right words, Luther, and a few times you've, let's be honest, you slipped, and you guys heard that, Cadvale and you, Conrad. But fortunately, you've been calm enough and gentle enough with the young man that he finally spoke to you. You see that he pressed his back to one of the cages, like he leans on one of the empty cages, by the way. Nigel is his name, the horrid grey wolf that leads the feral hounds. I am sad to say we share the same blood, for he is my father's younger brother. And he looks at you with this guilt in his eyes.
The one that killed the Strigony?
In their younger, he nods his head and says, in their younger days, my father and Nigel stole a necklace from a group of traveling Strigani as a prank. Although my father speaks little of it, I understand things turned sour and the Strigani confronted my family. My grandfather, the Baron in those days, had them burned at the stake for rousing his ire. I know little of the details, but some say one of the Strigani lashed out and attacked my father and my uncle Nigel. Since that day, both were cursed, although my father had more control than Nigel. Nigel seeks the necklace that they originally stole. And you see that he takes out a necklace which hangs on his neck. It is a necklace in the form of a crescent moon with a single, you guess, eye in the middle. It looks very old. It looks positively ancient. You never saw anything like that, as a part of worn as a jewelry in the Empire. It doesn't look sinister, honestly. It doesn't give you any, it doesn't give you chills or anything like that. Does any of you have academic knowledge or arcane powers?
One sec.
Catvale, maybe you as an elf?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, I just have law and strategy and tactics.
Yeah, I just have tactics. One sec.
Okay. No, I mean you are martial characters. I don't think you do.
Yeah.
Ludwig
I have
had
necromancy.
No. Funny that you say you have necromancy.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Because No, but even if you would had, it wouldn't help you in this case. Okay. So anyway, he hides the necklace once again under his shirt with trembling hand. Why, I do not know, but I do know when my father left to aid the Emperor, Nigel has come to me seeking it. I naturally refuse to aid him, and so he terrorizes me and the villagers for my impudence. He would be doing a great service for the Baron to put Nigel to the sword. Be warned, however, he is more beast than man, and he will show no mercy. And one thing that you also need to know, when I was a young lad, much younger than I am now, I was attacked by a pack of wild dogs while riding, and was thrown from my horse. I thought that I'm a goner, but a large grey wolf saved me. And when I was young, I thought that this mythical beast was sent by Ulrich. But over the years, the beast came to me and they spoke, and we spoke of the Baron's affairs. As I grew older, I knew that my childish thoughts of the beast were not realistic, and I confronted it. The grey wolf transformed into a man, one who looked very much like my father. This was Nigel, my uncle. And he tried to manipulate me, he says that bitterly, into stealing the Crescent Moon necklace. I refused, and we have not spoken since. When my father left to serve the Emperor, the hounds started to terrorize me. Over many months I was constantly stalked and mock attacked. Now I live alone in this cursed manor with shredded nerves and paranoid demeanor. I only want the hounds to stop harassing me, and I only want my uncle stopped. I want the people that I am, and you see that when he says that he's not, you don't think that he really believes that I am responsible for safe. It's not like he's malicious. He's just saying this because he thinks that it is what he should be saying.
Mm-hmm.
Will you help me?
Yes. How do we bring Nigel to us?
I don't know, honestly. I mean, he is running with the pack near the river. There are, I think, about a dozen hounds, including the Middenland Wolfhounds, which I know my father praises very much, and he would hate to see them dead. This pack is the most vicious, and they've actually attacked quite a few villages. They are also cunning, because my uncle he's not a mindless beast. I know that they have a crude lair, a dirt enclave under a large tree. It's, I think, 1 mile south along the South River. But I guess that if you approach it, they will probably know they are, after all, hounds. I have no idea how you can like how you can trick him into coming to you. Perhaps by using the necklace, I guess.
Yeah, that would be my next question. Will you loan us the necklace to act as bait?
Yes, I can, but I must have it back. This is a family heirloom, and my father would be very angry. Besides, I am thinking if that's the best idea, because my uncle wants it, and I don't know what will happen if he gets it. I guess he believes it will end the curse, but I don't know if that's true. I'm no spellcaster. I'm no priest.
Yes, we will lure him with the necklace.
Look, he says, you've already done quite enough, and I know that I talked with Steven. I know that there's another pack in the forests. It's late already today. Perhaps we should return to this conversation tomorrow after we get some rest, all of us. And maybe if you deal with the second pack first, it will be wiser. After all, we don't know that. I mean, I don't know if you take the necklace and try to seek out Nigel, maybe he'll summon the second pack. You'll be dealing with 2,000 feral animals under his lead.
So I thought, but yes, I think there's nothing more to be had for this evening. We need to get the night's sleep in the morning, get the lay of the land.
Thank you, he says. And you see that he is also dead on his feet. Essentially, the adrenaline wore off. You know, the nerves just calmed, and this kid looks like he's about to drop on the ground at any second. So you guess that he really wants to go to sleep. Look, visit me tomorrow after you decide what to do. If you want to use the necklace, I will let you. But be warned, like I've said before, my uncle is incredibly cunning. And one more thing, he says, and he looks at you sternly. I've told you about my family's curse, and I hope that this secret will stay with you. My father is a good man. He never harmed anyone. He managed to control his curse, but I think mainly because of the necklace. It's not his fault. They did the wrong thing. They've lied when the Strigani confronted my grandfather. But my father is not a bad man, and I don't want my family to be cursed by their mistake.
Victor, a Sterlander keeps his word, and I spit on my palm and extend it.
He looks puzzled at it. He looks puzzled at you. You see that he doesn't know what this means. It's not like he's grossed out. It's like he honestly doesn't know. And you realize that this kid was, raised
by wolves.
Well, no, he was raised as a noble, so he doesn't know the customs.
All right. Well, I grab his hand and kind of gesture for him to spit in his hand.
He spits in his hand after a slight hesitation,
and then grab his hand.
All right, you've grabbed your hands.
Ugh.
Yeah, you see that there is a slight grimace on Victor's face as well, but he does.
He keeps cheese in his pockets too.
He looks at you, Cadwell, with this puzzled look. So that means that you won't tell anyone or do anything about it?
That means you got my word, kid.
And what about your comrades? He looks at you, Conrad, and at you, Cadwell.
I nod.
I see no reason to tell anybody personal business.
All right. You can roll intelligence, all of you, plus 30.
God damn it.
Okay.
Making up for all my good rolls last week.
Okay, Conrad, you are like honor before everything. But Catvale and Luther, you know one thing: this kid essentially just confirmed that his family is cursed. They are mutants at best. His uncle and his father turned into wolves. That's enough for witch hunters to burn this entire place down. This is lycanthropy. This is, by the way, punishable by death in the Empire, without even a slight if.
But like,
I think the Asraya would look at it with more nuance.
No, you wouldn't. This isn't natural to you.
Oh, I wouldn't?
No.
Oh, okay.
To Azurai, lycanthropy is a perversion of natural order. The only way that you would be able to look at it favorably if you would be a Norscan, because they actually venerate the Ulfwernar, as they are called there.
wait, so Ulricans don't venerate wolves?
They venerate wolves. They don't venerate shape changers. In fact, the so-called children of Ulrich, which are lycanthropes, are mercilessly persecuted in Middenheim, in Middenland. Except there was even a Gotrek and Felix short story about that. Yeah.
I have so like, I just want to lay it out here. Tall is all about nature.
Mm-hmm.
The most. Tall is about the natural beasts of the land.
Mm-hmm.
In Luther's head, he is more or less thinking, yeah, this sucks. This is a curse, and this is pretty fucking bad. But there's got to be something said for somebody who has turned into a beast, yet retained enough sanity to not kill wantonly, being worthy of saving.
Look, I just told you, based on your role, what the official stance in the Empire is. What you guys think about it personally is all up to you. Naturally.
Well, that's where I'm at.
The roles should not determine, your official stances on things. It's up to you always. That's why some parties in Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, have witches and mutants, stuff like that. Yeah? Just so you know, you, Conrad, didn't connect the dots because you are, let's just say that you are tired.
I am dumb.
I look at Conrad and Luther to see how they're taking the information.
Well, Luther, just told this kid that he's not going to say anything, and they've cemented the deal with a sloppy handshake.
A sloppy handshake, as it's called in Stirland. One of our prized traditions.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm kind of wary of this information, so I'm looking around to see if we're just telling this kid what he wants to hear right now, and we're gonna go board up his house and burn it down in a minute, or
something like that. You have to discuss with your comrades afterwards. You won't be able to determine it now unless you can read minds, of course. Which, by the way, it is possible. There is a mutation for that. Anyway, kid looks at you, Conrad, at Yucat Vale expectantly, because he heard confirmation from Luther, but he didn't heard confirmation from you guys.
All I said was I just said I don't see any reason to tell anybody your personal business.
Oh yeah, sorry, forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Catvale?
I narrow my eyes and say no one else will know of this.
Very well. Very well. Okay. He, in that case, he nods and says, "Very well. Look, I am tired. I am a bit tired. I need to get some sleep. Visit me tomorrow and tell me what you think, what you want to do with the remaining 2 packs. My father would be most grateful. I'm sure that Stefan told you, if you would be able to bring all of his prized wolfhounds back in one piece. And I'm sure that he'll return from the war soon. He says that, by the way, as he's walking you to the door, just so you know. May more guide your dreams, friends. Thank you, he says, and you see that he's really thankful for what you did. And he's also really thankful for you listening to him and for actually, being able to speak to someone after about his predicament. He closes the door. You hear the chains being placed in the right, in the right holes. You hear the key, the turning of the large key, and that's it. It's already pretty dark, and you probably don't want to be. You know that at this point, at this time, the villagers are either in their homes or in the smokehouse. And you know that the most vicious pack of the animals is nearby. After all, you are near the river. What are you going to do now, guys?
Well, what do you say, fellas? I think we should go back and get our dinner and get ready for tomorrow.
Agreed. We need to get to civilization away from the roving animals.
Yep.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. In that case, you return to the village. Okay. You return to the village.
On the walk there, I want to ask everyone their thoughts on the dar that's clearly going on within that household.
Apparently,
yeah, it's like
dark magic came on.
I didn't notice any magic in there. All I know is we've got this evil uncle who never should have messed with the Strigony folk. We need to put him down.
Luther?
And what of the Victor? Yeah.
Well, he's obviously just a scared little boy. He's no harm.
Victor is not. If any of them need to die, it's not Victor.
I submit that the Baron's already dead in the war. We don't have to worry about him. We just kill the uncle and it'll be over.
I'm surprised you see the dark powers in so many different shades.
I don't. The boy's uncle is obviously cursed. But I don't know if he's been cursed long enough to be beyond saving. I just don't know how to save him.
Save him with the flash of a blade.
I'm sorry, but while Sigmar might be the god of the Empire, he's not the chief god among me.
Well, from what I understand, Tal has no patience for beasts, abominations of nature.
And Tal also has no patience for people that want to solve everything by killing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trust me, human. I don't go around killing things frivolously. If anything, I try to prevent it.
Well, that's.
I think
This is
we used the boy to get the uncle, but then at the end, we already know the official conclusion of the story, whether it's now or hundreds of years from now with one of his descendants.
This is a family that has been loyal to the Empire. This is a family that fights for Karl Franz, that is trusted to provide hounds for the Emperor. Does that not weigh at all in their favor?
No, not to me.
I wasn't speaking to you, Elf.
Your empire is but one of many places in the old world.
And surprisingly, it's not falling apart from trees getting cut down.
That's a different issue, but...
Well, I think we can all agree that the uncle must die. So let's go get some dinner and see it with fresh eyes in the morning.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Oh, that's right. Hey, Conrad, you owe me your dinner.
All right. I forgot I ate already. That's fine.
Yeah. Because you ate my dinner.
Fair enough. And I'm very appreciative. Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I am
I was actually hoping for some kind of racial slur from Conrad to get failed. Because that was what I thought that this was going to get rather ugly in my experience. In any party where there's a inner party killing, it's usually because of religion or culture. Not because, the spoils.
I tried sticking to the issue at hand about the kid and the uncle.
Yeah.
He's never seen my glades, and he doesn't know how lush it is.
My glade brings all the boys to the yard.
Young boys. Yeah. So.
Actually, I was noticing how much Cadwell was being a total asshole to the halfling from the last session. Like, I heard you guys live in holes in the ground. Don't you guys ride dogs?
According to the newest 4th edition supplement, they ride badgers. Yeah. So, I'm looking. There's a career of badger rider. Pretty sweet.
Badger diddler.
The badger whistler. Anyway, as you return to the inn, and the darkness, falls all around you, you think that you sometimes feel eyes, feral eyes, looking at you from the shadows. You, of course, glance around nervously, but nothing happens. That said, you do hear howling in the distance, and you hear the sounds of, leaves being rustled or twigs snapping. But no one or nothing attacks you yet. When you enter the village, it is fortunately much quieter and much more calmer. After all, you did take care of the you did took care of one of the group of hounds. And to your surprise, you see that outside the tavern there is a small gathering of villagers, like a dozen or so, holding the tankards of ale, mead, and cups of strong spirits, and discussing something rather nervously. You even see the reeve, Stephen Scholl, there. What are you doing?
Walking up. Good evening, villagers.
Yeah. Hello, village people.
Yeah, there you go.
I am friendly. You are surprised because even though, of course, people here know that you took care of the first group, you'd think that they would still probably rather sit inside just to be sure. They look at you as you approach and as you say that, Conrad, and you see that there is fear in their eyes. Whoa, hello there, say some of them. You see that Stefan Shaw, raises his mug in your direction and nods. Welcome back, my Naren. How was the visit? How was the visit at the Barons, eh?
Informative.
Yes.
Oh.
He may be able to help us more in the morning with handling the other packs.
Oh, I see. Well, when you were gone, there was also a small development here. You see, we have a guest. He's in the tavern right now. He actually wants to speak with you. A witch hunter.
Okay.
Luther says that out loud.
Yeah, when you said that out loud, you saw that few people, went...
Know about witch hunters, right?
Slightly pale. Yeah, you do. They are probably the worst humans of all. Mindlessly brutal, cruel, sadistic. You don't have to roll, Cadvale. You know this.
I'm not talking to him.
Yeah. And I mean, for the profession of a witch hunter would never exist in any elven society. Like you can't even imagine elves doing something like this. To you, this is absurd. You, of course, Luther and Conrad, you've heard about witch hunters quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that it's never good to be the object of interest for one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Never. Like, this is an if. This is an but. It's never good.
Mm-hmm.
You see that Stefan and the other people parted ways, and the reef points his mug towards the entrance to the smokehouse.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you don't want to keep this man waiting, my Nern.
Well, now that we know he's here, I guess not. And Conrad
good
pushes
luck.
past him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Luther dusts himself off and straightens his uniform up.
Mm-hmm. Cadvale, what about you?
I keep my hood over my face, but I'm gonna go talk to this guy.
Okay.
I'm not gonna get pushed around like that.
Okay, give me literally a minute. I need to go to the bathroom. Be right back, okay?
Same.
Alright, I'll be back too. Take a sec.
This is bad.
Alright.
I feel like this is gonna be a bad encounter.
Yeah. Kind of be like, here, hold my beer. Bam!
I'm kind of backed into a corner out the back because I'm an elf. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also and you also want to kill the entire family.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily want to team up with a fascist to do it. You know what I mean?
Is that so wrong? Yeah. I think it's it's like those video games where like you have to make choices and every choice is just bad.
like I'm usually the diffuser.
Yeah.
I think like being a wood elf, and this is an instance where I'm probably gonna be the
the instigator.
Yeah. So
you got to play it. You got to play it. You got to play it based on your motivation, right?
Yeah. I don't take pride in doing this, but it might happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm wondering where this guy's from. That's probably gonna inform my play. if he's from some inferior province of the empire.
Inferior, huh?
Well, I mean, like not Ostland, you know. Yeah.
So that said, witch hunters are like inquisitors in that they're all very eccentric, and if you meet one, the next one you meet is going to be entirely different. You know what I mean? So maybe he's not that kind of witch hunter. Who knows?
Yes. He's from the Ordo Xenos.
I'm gonna say something when we're walking in, like, be ready.
Uh-oh. I thought Luther already knew that Conrad had a low opinion of other provinces of the Empire.
I'm back.
That's just expected, you know. He's an idiot.
Yeah.
What were you guys talking about?
How much of an idiot Conrad is.
His? Why?
Oh, it's because. Go ahead. I was just saying because Brian and I were talking about the about reactions to the witch hunter, and I was just saying that for Conrad, it's kind of like, well, it depends on what province he's from. You know, if he's from an inferior province, and then that's when Luther came back on and he was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, just not Ostland.
Ostland is superior, naturally.
Naturally.
Okay, you enter inside. By the way, Brian, you here?
Yeah.
Okay. You enter the place, and there are very few people sitting inside. It's weird, especially at this time. There's Bjorn, the owner, who nervously cleans the mugs while looking at a figure sitting in the center of the place. The man is tall. He has sleeved chain shirt, leggings, and coif. Long sword rests at the leaning on the table. You can also see that he has two pistols, of course, tucked behind his belt. By the way, on his armor he has the signature long brown coat, and on his head there's also the infamous witch hunter hat. You can also see strange. I mean, he is an older man, by the way. You can also see that. First of all, there's an almost empty vodka bottle in front of him. That said, even if the man is drunk or tipsy, he doesn't show it. He's also an albino. His skin is pale white, his hair is completely white, and you see that he has red eyes. He looks, when you've entered the place, he looks directly at you as if he was expecting you to enter. He's also tall, by the way. And his coat and hat are black, not brown. My bad.
I'm gonna pull my hood back.
All right. By the way, when you were approaching the what? Too cliche, Conrad? Luther? Sorry.
Just a bit.
Yeah. By the way, when you were approaching the door to the tavern, you've heard that the villagers actually are more scared of him than the hounds. They were even saying that, the hounds are bad enough, but I would rather we would have 10 more packs of them than this black-clad bastard. And of course, the person saying that said that very quietly. You've also heard when you were talking to Stefan right before entering that apparently this man already killed 6 hounds, 6 feral dogs, including 3 wolfhounds. But according to him, but they were not from any of the packs that you are tasked to deal with.
Bullshit.
No. You are here, he says. Come closer, let me have a look at you.
What can I do for you, sir?
I am Clyd de Moor, he says. And when he said that, Cadveo, you are surprised, because this is an elven name.
Okay.
Intriguing.
That's his name, by the way. You there, Stirlander. Come closer.
Sorry, it'll be a moment.
I've given you an order.
I'm a Sterling military, sir, so I don't regard your orders.
I am a Templar of Sigmar.
That's fun.
Which means that I have a jurisdiction over any Stirlander inbred general out there. Not to mention any retarded Stirlander inbred who thinks he can talk to me like that, like you just did.
Ah, that's fun. Give me a sec.
He looks at you. He addresses you, Cadveo, and you, Conrad, but he looks at what's his name, Luther. Bjorn, when you approach him, Luther, he looks at you terrified. Are you insane? You want to get us all killed, man? You know what's happening.
I'd just like a beer before I die.
You know what's happening to the villages in which people disagree with a witch hunter? There are women and children in this village. Are you fucking mad?
Bjorn, give me a beer. I'm gonna roll intimidate if I can.
Okay, roll intimidate, sure.
Ooh.
Okay, it's a counter test. I don't think that Bjorn will pass it. Not rolling the. Oh, no, rolling. I know. I mean, you have more successes than he does. Out of curiosity, I will check his stats. If he even has. No, he does. Yeah, he's a normal villager. Yeah, you intimidate him. He looks at you with a mix of fright and hostility. Without saying a word, he just pours you beer, puts it in front of you. Right, let's see if people from Ostland are less stupid than those from Stirland. What's your name? Asks the witch hunter, you, Conrad.
My name is Conrad Oldenhaller, and yes, we are less stupid than Stirlanders.
That's... Yes, I can see that. Unless you can follow orders, which I am
As a
glad.
soldier, I know how to follow orders, sir.
You don't have to call me sir, I'm not your military commander. That said, I am an official of the Church of Sigmar, the ruling church of the Empire. And thus, my authority is absolute.
Conrad does the sign of the hammer.
He nods approvingly, and he now looks at you with not respect, not friendship in his eyes, but you see that he appreciates the gesture. And he looks at you, Cadvale, and he speaks Elfarin to you. Human Elfarin, which means that it's horribly accented, but at least he doesn't make any mistakes, which is a first. What's your name, Azrai?
I respond in Eltharin. I am Cadvel of Myrdelise.
Athel Lauren, then. Not Laura Lauren. Yes?
Might I share a drink?
It will be most welcome, of course, he says. But let's switch to the Reichspiel so that your comrades might understand us.
I'll walk back over to the table.
Bartender.
I'm very fond of this vodka. You have good taste.
Yeah, by the way, you see that when you approach the man and you sit at the table, he prepared 3 chairs in advance for you guys. There are 3 empty chairs. You can smell that he drank quite a lot today. And from up close, you can even see that this is a man who is probably fond of the bottle. Quite a lot. Right.
Walk back up to the table.
Yeah, bartender, 3 beers for us. Actually, only 2. I'll keep to Aquavik. Yes, Master Templar, of course, says Bjorn, visibly shaken.
Ooh, Aquavit.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's me, not Conrad.
Well, I mean, Aquavik is vodka, right?
Yeah, well, the Aquavit that I'm familiar with is the Danish version, which is like made out of caraway seeds, I guess.
Okay.
Ew.
But yeah, it has a distinct flavor. At least it's not Gammel. Have you ever had Gammeldansk?
I have, and it's fucking terrible.
Yeah, it needs to be in the freezer.
No, it needs to be in the trash.
Well, anyway, but yeah, so yeah, I like Aalborg Aquavit.
Okay.
Just FYI.
It's
good stuff.
I never drink that. That said, I'm more of a beer man than vodka man, so
Yeah, I don't normally drink vodka. Well, that's the thing is that Aquavit has flavor. Vodka normally should be flavorless, more or less, right? Yeah, Aquavit has a definite caraway seed, fennel flavor to it.
Okay. Well, anyway, in that case, he does drink Aquavit, and you can smell the caraway seeds, whatever they smell like, I don't know. He looks at all of you, only briefly at you, Luther. He looks mainly at Conrad and Cadvale. I've heard that you are hunting the dogs here.
Yes, the Reeve has commissioned us to help him put down these packs.
Are you killing the dogs or capturing them? I'm talking about the wolfhounds, of course. Why are you capturing and not killing them? You see, and you see that he's honestly curious about that.
We have been asked by the Reeve to, if possible, not kill them.
Why?
They're thoroughbred dogs of worth to the humans.
He said that the Lord here was is the pack master, dog master, whatever the fuck it's called.
He's a
of
hound
the Emperor.
master to the Emperor Karl Franz.
Yeah,
yes.
and that these are his prized hounds, and he would like them preserved if possible.
Yes. You see that he begins to smell the air. Actually, he does. He continuously does that. He sniffs the air. I can smell chaos in this place.
Oh, that's just Luther. Sorry.
Well, I
Just
guess you are saying that, by the way.
I'm just saying that all I can smell is Luther. That's what I say.
I guess
I don't say it.
this is Luther, right? And he points without even looking at him at Luther. In that case, he doesn't smell like chaos. He smells like an idiot. Well,
you'd have to be around that stench to know it so well.
almost all of the cultists that I've sent to the pyres were idiots, or people who thought that they can talk back to me like that. Alright. You two. He looks at you, Conrad, and at you, Cadveo. And before he says anything, please, both of you, make me -20 charm tests. Luther, you can't make any charm tests with this man. There's no...
That's fine. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So -20 on my... okay, so what's half of 57? Let's see
57,
here.
you always run down, it's 28.
Okay, so -20, so I need to roll an 8 or less.
Yes.
I needed a 2.
I'm on... hey! I'm on it. Yeah.
Oh, close enough. You both of you see that when he's speaking to you, it's clear that he's not trusting you. I mean, he's suspicious about you. But you also see that this is not the kind of suspicion that will put you in trouble, to say the least. You guess that he won't interrogate you, lock you up, stuff like that. But this man's cold red eyes, you don't think that he trusts anyone. And Conrad, especially you, I don't know if you are worried about this, but I know that Conrad wanted to become a witch hunter one day. And you do wonder if all of them end up like that. Because, this man is the official witch hunter. By the way, you're not sure, of course, guys, but you guess that this is the official Templar, like he is what he says he is, who he says he is, and that that he is a Templar of one of the Sigmarite orders, and not a contract witch hunter, which are sometimes secular.
Yeah, not a hedge witch hunter.
Yeah, well, like if you, Brian and Sean, if you remember the witch hunter from the first adventure in this campaign was like that. He was a contract witch hunter, the one that you've found in the drug house. This one this one is the real deal Templar. He says, "Very well, I'm not going to interfere with your mission, and with your affairs, unless of course they are clearly up to no good. I plan to keep a close eye on things here, and to kill any feral hounds I come across. I don't care if they belong to Baron or to Karl Franz himself."
By all means, if you make our load a little lighter, that's fine. We are just trying to do as we are tasked and preserve as many of the Baron's hounds as we can.
As long as you are doing this in accordance to the law of the Empire, as long as you are not breaking Sigmar's holy laws that he established when he founded our great nation, you can do whatever you wish. That said, and he once again sniffs the air, there is a smell of taint here. I can feel it. Now off you go. I'm done speaking with you. And remember, if you fail to meet the standards, There is no trial, only witch hunter justice. And with that, he waved his hand in a gesture of dismissal. Although, truth be told, Cadveo, you saw that when he did that mainly in the direction of Luther and Conrad, not you. It's not like he thinks of you more highly than them, but perhaps the fact that he has a name like that and the fact that he speaks Elfarian might mean that he had some past with the elves.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Sounds like he is a racist.
Yeah, that's there's a big chance for a witch hunter of Sigmar to be a fucking racist. That's true. Yeah, and so, what are you going to do now?
Conrad turns around and says, "Hey Bjorn, I need some dinner for Cadvale and myself. I'm gonna give mine to Luther though because he spotted me his dinner from earlier.
And vodka.
Lots of vodka, yes.
Didn't you already ordered 2 dinners today, guys? Because remember, the second meal was in the afternoon, and the first, which means that the first meal would be early.
I haven't eaten all day.
So I was gonna say okay. I just had beers. I didn't have an afternoon meal. I just had beer.
Okay.
I thought that was why Luther brought me food.
Okay, sure. Okay, yeah. In that case, of course, he you see that he's not saying to you anything to you. He looks at you rather grimly, Conrad, and he just nods and says, "It will be ready in a few minutes."
Yeah. Spitting it twice because you're giving it to Luther.
Everyone roll perception tests. And you don't have to worry about botches this time.
Hooray. See if I can roll another 100 just for fun.
Yeah.
No, but an 86. Oh, that 86 was you. Did I roll? Yes, I did.
We all rolled at the same time. That was confusing.
Yeah.
Oh, Conrad rolled bot. Luther didn't roll yet. Okay.
No, I'm using my new computer and it's much faster. Normally, it's like everything is slower on this.
Okay.
That's weird. Either that or the internet is better today. I have no idea.
Yeah, Luther, you rolled?
Yeah, he rolled a 34. He's the only one who had a success.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Sorry, Luther. In that case, you take a look around the inn, and you see that people here are looking at you specifically in a very hostile way.
It's the cheese in his pockets.
And yeah, that's it. So that just wanted to convey that piece of information. I also assume that you guys went to a different table to eat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Conrad for sure is not sitting with the other people now that they're all pissed off at him.
I mean, you're not sitting with the witch hunter. That's what I mean.
Oh yeah, no.
Okay. The rest of you too?
Yeah.
Okay. Luther, what about you?
I'm gonna go take my beer over to the fireplace and set it right down on the hearth and let it heat up.
Okay.
And
I'll talk to the witch hunter if he wants to be sociable, but if he's just kind of hugging his drink, then I'll leave him alone.
I'm gonna produce my pipe,
Mm-hmm.
and every time I'm blowing smoke, I'm gonna be blowing it in the direction of the witch hunter.
Okay. Well, he's not sitting right next to the
That's fine.
fire. Okay. Sure. He's not he doesn't even look in your direction. Cadveo, when you try to approach the witch hunter, and talk to him, he said to you quite bluntly, although in Elfarin, that he wants to be left alone.
I nod, raise my drink, and go back to my table.
Okay. Bjorn eventually brought you Conrad and you, Cadveo, your meals. He looks at you, Conrad, like he wants to say something while also looking towards Luther, but he decides, against it. Just like, here's your meal, my Aaron, and just, returns.
Thank you.
Oh,
And then I take it over to Luther.
sure. You take it to Luther, who sits right next to the fireplace, enjoying the warm fire. As you approach Luther, you once again smell the bad smell coming from him. Yeah. Luther, Conrad approaches you with a bowl of stew. What's that sound in the background?
Sounds like somebody washing dishes.
Oh, sorry, I thought I had it on mute.
Okay.
I'm going through the bits box.
Sure. Luther, what about you?
I am not going to the bits box, but I will take the stew.
Okay. You take the stew. It is as good as before. And I guess you guys, you want to discuss something tonight? Or you just, after eating, decide to go to sleep?
Well, I don't know. I'm standing next to Luther, and I sort of look at Cadwell. I'm like, kind of like, jerking my head, like, go this way.
Cadveo, you go?
Yeah.
Okay. So what? You approach the fireplace, or do you want to talk somewhere else?
As far as I'm concerned, we can talk at the fireplace. I mean, we can just be hushed.
Yeah, sure.
I feel.
You see that the witch hunter is, well, he's drinking, plainly. He's not, he's not looking at you anymore. He's not just, checking you out or anything. Yeah.
Say, hey, I although this complicates things, I don't think it changes our plans at all.
Nope.
We just do what we got to do, according to the laws of the Empire and our god Sigmar. Wink, wink.
Nudge, nudge.
I'll hold by the laws of the Empire, but the laws of Sigmar tend to get longer and longer every year.
I roll academic knowledge law.
You just have a feeling, Conrad, that Luther is not a fan of old Sigmar, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I like Sigmar just fine. I just don't like Sigmarites.
Oh. No.
Fair enough. But yeah, we just need to stay clear of this guy and just do what we were hired to do. We'll figure out. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we try to take care of these guys in the forest next? Well, oh, that reminds me. So when he said he killed the dogs, did he kill the ones from the forest group?
He didn't touch.
Yeah. Or did he say he was down by the river? I don't remember what he said.
Michael said that there was the 6 dogs that he killed, the 3 wolfhounds and 3 just dogs.
Yeah.
Unrelated to the packs.
Oh, okay. Totally unrelated. Got it.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah. And that's when you said bullshit, Sean. Yeah.
That's right. Now I remember.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, how convenient that they were totally unrelated to the dogs that we have to kill. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
That's life for you. Not fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's so you are now discussing which dogs to take care of next.
Yeah. So I don't know what you guys think, but the lad Victor seemed to think that, and I don't totally disagree with him, that maybe taking care of this other pack might be helpful for when we have to face the person in question.
What do you want? Yeah, I agree.
Okay. That's all I want. I want you to agree with me.
What about Cadvale? who is quiet.
So, I think that if in the daylight hours we scout out a good place to do something similar to what we did, where we get them in a natural defile, block it off with maybe like a pit trap or something that they can't get across, and then net them and kill them. We should have that big giant net by then. Maybe we can do something like that, or better yet, make it a file, get them into it, and drive them into a net that we've staked out at the other end. Kind of like an Ostland roundup.
Yeah, and no one is saying anything.
Sorry, I'm typing.
I had I think we might get some more insight once we see like the lay of the land of where we're going to do this, because we haven't seen it yet, have we?
Right.
Lay of the land, like you mean the forests?
Yeah, we haven't.
No, you haven't checked the forest yet. No.
Right.
You have checked the village, and you have checked the area near and around the manor.
Right. So that's my suggestion is that we scout out a good place to ambush / trap the next pack, and
I said we go at first light.
Mm-hmm. Sounds reasonable. And I'll try not to insult any more of the village people.
Oh, I mean, like, yeah, all right, fine, fuck it. I'll sleep. I'll wake up. I'm not gonna say a damn thing to anyone here anymore. All superstitious and terrified.
Yep.
Yeah, you have a feeling that people here are, in fact, rather scared of almost everything all the time. And scared people tend to be rather dangerous sometimes. Now, definitely the appearance of this witch hunter, the strange witch hunter, I might add, especially for you Imperials, definitely didn't help things. By the way, how much time left do we have?
I'm good on time.
What about the rest of you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't gotten too many complaints yet, so I'm good for a little while.
I've got about 30 minutes or so.
Okay, so that's we'll probably be ending in less than 30, I guess.
Okay.
Okay. So after you guys grabbed your meals, you've grabbed your beer. Oh, by the way, you did order vodka, right? If I recall. So that will cost you. It's of course free silver, I believe, right? Something like that.
My notes last time said 2, but maybe the price has gone up.
No, actually it did. Yeah, it's not free.
Okay.
Yeah,
Conrad.
There's only one bar in town,
so he'll pay 3 shillings for the vodka.
Okay, you've paid 3 shillings for the vodka, the aquavig, the honestly, just a quick thing. The only vodkas that I like we have a saying in Poland: if you like vodka, you have a problem. No, sorry, it's not that. If vodka is tasty to you, you have a problem. That's the saying. But like the only vodka that I can actually drink and not like throw up is the fruit. Fruit vodka. Like not party drinks or stuff, but we have this like, for example, pineapple flavored vodka, or lemon flavor is very good. They are cool, but like straight vodka is just too strong for me.
Yeah.
Well,
I had a bad night in college. I haven't been able to have vodka since, really.
Yeah. I think that's most people when they overdrink on something. My mother, for her, it was Southern Comfort. She apparently got on the bad side of a bottle of Southern Comfort and could never drink it ever again.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, that's just it. Vodka just tastes like alcohol, and alcohol by itself, not super pleasant.
Yeah.
It has to have some other flavor to it.
Yeah. Oh, my friend who's an ex-alcoholic, he admits that he's an ex-alcoholic. You know, after years of organizing concerts and just drinking, he says that just there are only two people who drink alcohol. You can either be someone who who drinks for the taste, or you can just drink it to get hammered. There's this is the ultimate truth. Like,
as someone that used to be an alcoholic, I drink it for the taste now.
Oh yeah. That's why I like, for example, beers. You know, craft beer, stuff like that. I like the taste.
If only Customs wasn't such a bitch, I'd send you a care package. We got a lot of good breweries here.
I've heard about your breweries. I've heard that you guys have some excellent beers. The problem here is that the further east you go, the beer gets worse. Ukrainians have pretty good beers, for example, but that's it. We have excellent beers, but yeah. Anyway, you guys go to sleep in your separate rooms after this rather eventful day, and well, you go to sleep with a feeling of job well done. Honestly, one of the group has been taken care of. The next day, the probably only remaining rooster in the village, does the roostery thing, whatever it's called. What's the cry?
Crows at dawn.
The crows at dawn, the cry of the rooster. Stuff like that. And you get up. You go outside, of course, and in the common room, fortunately, there's no witch hunter. He's probably, you guess, out and around, doing the witch hunter things, which probably
involves fire.
Yeah, involves fire, involves walking and looking menacingly, because that's what witch hunters do. And you see that the owner looks at you neutrally, which is better than the last night, but it's still worse than before, because before the men actually look at you rather friendly. Few people who are sitting in the tavern just ignore you. So, you boys want some food early, eh? Asks Bjorn. By the way, Brian, when you told me that you're not eating for the whole day, you can't do this too often. You'll be getting weak.
Yeah.
Just so
that's why I was like, when I did get food, I was like, I'm famished.
Yeah. You want to eat something before you go out?
Yeah, I want breakfast.
Yes, please.
All right.
Well, boys, have I got a treat for you? It is a new day. Time for a new cheese.
Okay, let's roll.
Whoa.
Let's roll, and let's see how well you roll. Nice. To your surprise, this time Luther reached under his shirt and produced a large piece of Gouda.
Uh-huh. got some man cheese there, I see.
It is large. It looks very fresh, and it smells very good.
You sharing that?
Yeah, I put it on a plate and start slicing it.
So where did I see you take this out of this time?
From under his shirt.
Oh man, I still don't trust it.
Such a stingy little prick.
Conrad graciously accepts a slab of cheese.
Yeah. When you try the cheese, you see that when Bjorn, brought you your meals, he looked at the cheese surprisingly, with a slight surprise, because he didn't knew that you had it, but he doesn't say anything. Just says,
I offer Bjorn a piece of cheese.
Yeah, why not? He says. He reaches for the cheese, tries it very, very carefully. But you see that his face beamed up a bit. This is excellent, he says. And that's true. If you guys eat this cheese, this is probably one of the best cheese you ever had.
Sterlingers make the best.
Okay, I'm the only one that hasn't had this cheese. I'm gonna take a piece.
You take a piece of Luther's cheese, and like I said, delicious.
You spent a good 10 minutes on this cheese today.
Freshly prepared under the sheets. Yeah, it's delicious. It's literally delicious. Tasty, very like fulfilling, very very rich in flavor. You know, it has the right amount of cheesiness. Yeah.
Luther, I have so many questions, but I feel like they're just best not asked at this point. This is delicious cheese.
Yeah. And to your breakfast, you all been given, you know, a small cup of some strong herbal brew, which energizes you quite a bit. You did drink between three of you, you know, a single bottle of vodka last night, which honestly wasn't too bad, since one bottle on three people is like, it's almost like nothing. Yeah. You also see that the door open and Stephen Shaw walks inside. He looks at you. Well, first of all, he looks around, and when he doesn't see a witch hunter, he looks relieved. He approaches your table. I didn't have a chance to thank you for dealing with the first pack of dogs, Mineren. Thank you. I'm also very appreciative of the fact that none of the wolfhounds have been killed. I've spoken to Victor today. You did a good impression on Lord Vernamen's heir. You see that he is honestly grateful to you guys. No, just so you know. Are you going to continue your hunt today?
That's the plan.
All right. Look, he says, and you know he speaks even quieter than before. This witch hunter, this Dimur or whatever he's called. He's been so far only seen walking the streets and the street and smaller streets of our village and just looking at people, you know, checking the houses. He's not doing anything else. I would just like for you to not antagonize him in any way, you know, not to make him do anything that we would all regret. I just hope, I mean, we didn't have a witch hunter in like decades, I guess. I just hope that he eventually will fuck off. You know, honestly, when he'll see that there is...
I raise my mug to Stefan when he says he hopes he just fucks off.
Yeah, you see that, you know, Stefan like looks at you and just, you know, nods his head with a slight
I'm gonna look very offended at Stefan.
albeit nervous smile. I mean, I just hope that he'll go away when he'll see that there's nothing unusual or suspicious here. So before this happens, just please be careful around this man. And with that he you know, once again nods to each of you, grabs a small mug of beer from Bjorn, and you know, with the mug just exits the tavern. So,
Conrad, Cadvale.
Yes.
Well, I'm not the biggest fan of this pointy-hatted prick. I think it would probably be prudent if we didn't speak too much about our job around people other than our contractors. Terrified people that already don't like us or don't like the fact that the witch hunter is here might try to pin us under the witch hunter's eyes just to get him out.
Yep.
Cadveo, what about you when you hear that?
Yeah, that's a good point. We're mostly keeping to ourselves, but Conrad should watch his jokes about people's dead wives.
Hey, his wife was probably ugly.
That's probably why she died.
Because ugly.
That may be the case, Conrad, but you don't have the right to say those jokes to him. You can say them to me, and we'll laugh about it together.
Point taken.
Because ugly people live shorter.
It's science.
No, I know how it went. Like, hey, Uli, knock knock. Who's there? Not your wife.
Probably.
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah, so after that, you...
Not your wife. Never again. She's gone.
Deal.
Done. You're alone. Isn't that funny? A great cosmic joke, Uli.
Deal with it. So after that, you exit the ex-smokehouse. You walk out on the main street of Dunkelbild, and you see that it really seems that this place is like begins to feel alive again. People are normally walking in broad daylight. It is quite cold for this time of year, but you guess that Ostermark, well, this is just a cold province. But there are...
Before we leave the tavern, can I go do my thing with my cloak?
Yeah, sure, of course. Yeah.
I just don't want to get back on that.
You see that people are walking normally in broad daylight. They even talk to each other in front of their houses. They joke. Albeit most of them still look around nervously, but you guess that this time it's about the witch hunter, not the dogs. And we'll be ending in a few minutes, but let's just let me hear, what do you guys want to do now? Where do you guys want to go now? That's the important question.
Forest, right?
Yeah, so we know, I mean, we're kind of surrounded by forest, right? But do we have like any idea, like maybe the navigators / trail followers?
You have to roll for that. By the way,
Yeah.
you've learned that the second pack consists of 10 hounds apparently, and 5 of the hounds are Middenland Wolfhounds. So if you want to find it, you need to enter the forest and make me a plus 10% follow trail test. But which one of you has follow trail?
I do.
And I think that Katveo does as well. So one of you can roll and the other can support him for bonuses. If you want to do this like that, of course, you can also split.
I'd rather support Cadvale. He's one of them sneaky ales from that plant land. They tend to know walk around plants and shit.
From the vegan nation.
Yeah, from the vegan nation.
I forgot. I apparently also have follow trail. I can also support Cadvale.
Yes, which means that you Cadvale will have a plus 20% to your roll if you wish.
Okay. I'm not sure I'm the best qualified. Ironically, my intelligence is 50.
Oh, and then let me do it.
So
Okay.
Don't take it personally.
Okay, so in that case, you two support Luther. Luther, you have a total of plus 30% follow trail test.
Plus 30, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You've passed.
that works.
So that's a success.
And now roll me 1d10.
Yeah, one sec. Boop, 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 boop.
It took you 9 hours.
Look at them. We got up early, at least.
Yeah. And now I'll need to roll 1d100. Okay. So, you've entered the forest around Dunkelbild. Luther leads the way, while you two are supporting him when it comes to searching for the hound's tracks. It took you so long to find them. but eventually after almost 9 hours, and you are tired after those 9 hours, by the way. Oh, also, sorry, by the way, you guys have some food with you?
Yeah. I got 3 days of rations.
Oh, yeah. In that case, I suggest eating that, because without sustenance during this kind of foraging and searching, you will have minus modifiers. Because this is very exhausting thing. You are trekking through the forest, not on the tracks, over the tracks, but through the forest itself, and looking for, well, wild dogs. That's exhausting. But with Luther's rations, it is doable. Eventually, you know where the hounds are. You hear them. You take a look on a small clearing in the forest, and you see the pack. 10 hounds. 5 wolfhounds. 5 normal dogs, including 2 miniature dachshunds.
Miniature.
Yeah, you also see that this group seems much more feral than the pack in the village. Now, I'm not going to be an asshole about this, but you guys you guys can have nets with you, the nets that you had from the from the last encounter, but you should have told me that you are getting them. Actually, I also should have reminded you, so disregard my asshole-ish comment, sorry.
Okay.
And for simplicity's sake, let's say that Sean, you have 3 arrows if you've pulled them from the hounds. Catveo, you have 6 from your 10. When you've collected them after
we forgot. You said that, and then we didn't do it.
I actually also forgot to ask you for to roll, but I think that more than half of each is probably more than fair. So yeah, you have your nets, you have the arrows, few arrows, and you see the large gathering of the hounds. Now, before we'll end, let's I want you guys to quickly discuss your options.
Boys, they look a lot worse for wear than the others did.
By the way, quick thing: if you decide to, for example, now return to the village to get some bait, you know that you have to once again to find them all over again.
Right. Yeah. It's like, well, shit. We were looking for a good place to ambush them, and now we've actually found them.
Is it just a clearing? Is there any like water nearby,
no,
like a river or anything?
It's a small clearing. It's a good few miles from the village, by the way.
So there's really no way to corner them.
Well, right. Let's end this. But for the last row of this session, everyone roll me intelligence. Catveo has plus 10%. You don't have to worry about botches in this case. Just so you know. Whoa!
Oh, I rolled a 1.
11. You roll. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, 11.
Okay.
11.
Yeah.
But
I don't know what happened here. I apparently closed out my there we go. I
still
closed
a
out my
great
character sheet, and then it's what were we rolling again?
Intelligence.
Okay. Zoop. Ah,
Okay,
man.
you failed. Catveo and Luther, you don't see any, like, you can probably approach the group stealthily if you're good enough, but they are wild animals and they will probably sniff you out. You don't see, you don't see, unfortunately, like any slopes here, any big rocks, nothing like that, on which you could climb and drop the net. There are, of course, trees, but the animals are mainly prowling in the middle of clearing. That said, Luther, because you had the best roll of three of you. You guess that perhaps it would be possible to use a hole, dig a hole, put some bait inside, and use it to catch the animals. And for you, honestly, this is the only viable strategy here, unless you just want to kill all of the animals, of course.
See, I'm conflicted here. We can dig a hole and try and catch them with some bait in the bottom, or we can just kill them. This is kind of a hard one to get.
It's quiet, okay? I guess the Skaven took your comrades.
I mean, I like
thinking
myself this time, but I'm not going to do this all the time. The witch hunter might have a problem with that.
I think we should attempt to dig a hole and lure 'em and trap them in it, and if that doesn't work, then kill them all.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so that's you've discussed one of your options. Perhaps until our next game you will think about something else. Very well.
Cool.
We are ending for today since this is we are getting to that mark, where we should end. Okay, so let's distribute points for today's game. 65 for everyone. 65 points for everyone. For your characters, 10 points for everyone, of course. For the place of birth, Cutvale. What about you?
Are we arguing about it at some point? Me and Luther.
You were agreeing with Luther, and I think you also said something to the witch hunter about that. So yeah, I think. Correct.
I think so too, but I can't remember what I said.
Real quick, you said 65 for the session?
Yes.
Yeah.
10 for characters?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, Cutvale, 10 points for your place of birth in that case. Conrad, 10 points for Ostland, since you were saying that this is the better province, stuff like that. Apparently when I was not present, but still. I
said Luther had never seen my glade, and how lush it is.
Oh yeah, that's okay. How many trees are there to hug? Yeah, and Luther, naturally 10 points for you. I don't think you ever get less than 10 points for that, given how you roleplay. Still under. Okay, now let's go for religion. Cutvale, you were saying something about Isha.
I said she would just frown on us killing animals, like, just to do it, but my thoughts might have changed once I found out the whole curse behind it and everything.
Okay, I like that very, very, very much. Give you 10 points for that. Conrad, what about you?
Well, I mean, I said a few things about Sigmar and
I'm not disappointed, but I was surprised that you didn't. I'm going to give you 10 points, by the way, just so you know. But
okay.
I was surprised that you didn't enter into a more heated up discussion with Luther about this, because Luther perhaps didn't, disrespect Sigmar per se, but he did, he did call the witch hunter, piece of shit, stuff like that, which I remind you, witch hunters are, when they, according to their statutes, they're like priests. They're not just like policemen. They are feared. But this is also a very important, very noble position in the Empire. And by the way, there are witch hunters of Tau, for example, witch hunters of Myrmidia, stuff like that. Just so you guys know. I'm not saying that you should have killed him or anything. That would be stupid and over the top. But I was actually, I was like sitting and I was like, oh shit, they're going to argue now. This is going to be good. and after that, it was like,
yeah. Well, I think I feel like Conrad and Luther have kind of gone back and forth on that a bunch of times, and Conrad's just like, yeah, whatever. you hillbilly.
Yeah, of course, it's okay because that's what I said today. The fact that you know something about like how things work in the Empire doesn't mean that you have to act that way. Yeah, you can be a Sigmarite who's not anal about calling Witch Hunter of Sigmar a retard or a cretin or something like that.
Starlight who just does not like Sigmarites.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. You don't all have to be zealots. And like I said, this is nothing against you, Sean. I was just not disappointed but surprised because until now, from what I gathered, Conrad is like a pretty zealoty witch hunter. Maybe not like Leopold.
Not like Leopold, yeah.
Yeah, but still.
Well, yeah, I was thinking about that too because I feel like he was more so when he was under the Carl thing, and now that he's like, well, wait a minute, maybe Carl is bullshit.
He's fraud, yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, I like this was offset very nicely by what you said to the witch hunter, sir, stuff like that. That was very cool. Like you've shown deference to him. But still, of course, 10 points for you. Luther, 10 points for being a Talite. Very cool. And I like, I like the... like, religion is not... I know that I haven't said that before, but I'm giving you guys points for not only for your religion, but how you approach religion per se. So, for example, Michael today was role-played very nicely, the guy who doesn't like Sigmarites. And that made a very interesting dynamic during the session. That's why I'm also giving you 10 points, Michael, which is of course max for any given thing to RP. Now star signs, Catvale.
Dragamus the Drake, courageous, strong, doomed. My approach with the witch hunter was I couldn't really run. I'm an elf, so just going with your shoulders back and
okay.
I guess I saw you drinking vodka. I was like, it wouldn't hurt if I hey, can I have a drink?
That's a very good explanation. Honestly, I like that a lot. 10 points, sure. Conrad.
So the two bullocks. And we keep on going over this. It's like fertile. I need to work on the fertile part.
No. I mean, fertile. It doesn't mean that you have to bang everyone. It can be interpreted differently. For example, honestly, I don't know how, but we can figure something out.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if I was skilled or not today. I'm trying to think of what I did because. Last time I was not skilled.
I mean, skilled. I can give you 10 points. You weren't skilled per se, but you made sure that your endeavors would be that skilled people would help you in your quest. With the brothers and Uli, stuff like that. Although later you've
fucked it up.
But you tried and you did that. Okay, so I'll give you 10 points, sure. Luther, what about you?
The broken cart, pride, conceit, and arrogance.
10 points.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, I see how it is. Cool. Then after that we have Doom and Gloom. Catvale, starting with you.
I saw an opportunity, but I didn't jump on it with Doom today.
Okay. So that's that. Conrad?
What is it? The blade shall carve thy end. I felt like I said something about swords and cutting things out, but I don't know if that was direct enough.
The blade shall carve thy end. So I didn't honestly catch that today.
Yeah, that's fine.
But you can Actually, your Doom is very. I don't want to say easy to roleplay, but you have a lot of options with it.
Yeah, I
No.
do have a lot of
I recall that I think one of my players some time ago, like long time ago, had this Doom, and for example, he only used blunt weapons, and he only wanted to fight enemies with blunt weapons. When he saw someone with a sharp weapon, he just ran away. So like that's a good example. But of course, you can do this however you want. Luther, what about you?
Your death comes from above. That one. While I personally did not kill anything this session,
Okay.
I did assist in my party members shooting arrows down on a bunch of dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I personally did nothing.
Okay, what your death comes from above, right? That was it.
Yep.
No, I can't really.
All right. That's what I think.
Use it. Yeah, I mean, if one of them would batch and would hit you with an arrow, then I would give you 10 points. But unfortunately,
Or if you hid under the cart because you were afraid we'd miss and hit you or something.
yeah, something
They
like
did talk about killing me and how no one would ever know.
True that. That's actually true. But and if they would talk about killing you with an arrow and no one would never know, funnily enough, I would give you points right now. Ideas that push the game forward. I will give all of you 5 points for the cart and the barricade idea. That was nice. And anything else? And actually, who thought about the bait? About the awful bait?
That's
Well,
me.
originally that was Luther. That was last session.
So Luther, you get 5 points for that as well. Unless there's anything else, I think that's it.
All right, so it's 110 for Cadfael and Conrad and 115 for Luther.
Well, apparently yes. If that's
Does Cadvale get anything for being elfy?
Oh yeah. So I forgot about that. Of course, Cadfael gets 5 points for being an elf.
115 for Cadfael.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
Sounds good.
that's it. That's the.
Damn it.
That's.
I spent my weight in XP today. 100 points out of my weight. Okay.
Whoops.
That,
I was
that's
just looking like, where'd my total XP go then? Oh, I'm only 85 pounds now.
okay. That's the session, guys. Next session will probably end this scenario, and we'll return to the 8th chapter of the campaign. And yeah, we are getting closer and closer to finishing it. So prepare yourselves for 4th edition and Araby, baby. That's very nice.
I will post notes probably later tonight or tomorrow.
Sure, no problem. Now, for our next game, I see that we are looking at the 21st of February. What about you people?
Yeah, should be okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so 21st it is, standard time. See you guys then. Thanks for the game as usual.
Thanks.
Cool.
Bye.
See you.
See you guys later. Bye.
Bye.